Hello, world! I'm Chris Pirillo.
And I am Barnacules.
Nerdgasm. That's his last name. He's got a last name, Nerdgasm. Kind of typecast him for the rest of his life, because when he was a kid and the teacher called out his name, Mr. Nerdgasm, and they all giggled. We still giggle.
No, you don't.
I don't.
No, he doesn't.
I was trying to be nice, Jerry.
He doesn't.
This is Jerry.
And just so you guys know, my real name actually isn't Nerdgasm.
It isn't.
No. But I wish it was.
I do too. I would much rather have had your fake last name than my real last name. Not that I mind I like my family. I'm just saying that Pirillo is not.
It sounds like a tire.
Well, hey, you shut up.
You shut your dirty. Okay.
It was not. It was. That was the fucking thing over there.
What?
The mic was up on the.
Oh.
It was the speaker.
And we were hearing the feedback from the.
Oh, did I bother to mention that just like it says in the title, wherever it is on the page, that this video broadcast live on YouTube is also uncensored.
This is uncensored, so there are going to be lapses in judgment where beers are drinking, bad words are said, and possibly clothing ends up getting taken off.
I was not aware of that last part.
I truffle shuffled last time. That was technically the removal of clothing.
Jerry truffle shuffled because we reached 1,000 likes during the live broadcast. I don't know if we're doing a full 2-hour live broadcast tonight. I'm a little tired. I'm also re-energizing myself because tomorrow is Star Wars Day and new Game of Thrones episode. I'm sorry, Game of Thrones.
Game
I didn't mean
of Thrones.
Yeah,
Game of Thrones.
I said throne and I meant to. But I was drinking beer.
You're drinking beer.
And then the Lego Simpsons episode is happening tomorrow as well. So it's like the geekiest day of the entire year is happening tomorrow.
Oh my God, Chris. Oh my God. And you need to rest because that mustache probably wears you down.
You know, all the testosterone, I have enough testosterone to have one. So I'm trying to...
I can feel the manliness radiating from him right now.
I'm exuding. No, wait. Extruding? Is that the right 3D printing term?
We're talking about 3D printing. I don't want you extruding anything.
Well, you just extruded in my bathroom.
I did extrude.
I wish that you wouldn't have put them on the walls.
But I used the spray properly this time. It went in the toilet this time.
Idiot sprays it like it's air freshener.
I thought it was air freshener. So I'm like,
can't read the directions. Can't read the directions.
I don't read directions.
Neither do I yet. I do believe we are officially streaming live on YouTube. We are. Yay!
We are. Yay!
200 people are tuned in right now. Although I'm pretty sure that some of the people who did not tune in were the people who dislike videos. I think people who dislike videos are losers. I'm sorry if you are someone who believes that disliking videos on YouTube is okay. I do not. I think it's a horrible thing to do.
It's very mean. It's very mean and it's very bullyish and it's making me cry.
And it doesn't make him cry. He's obviously taking this. Do you seriously, I want to have this discussion. Do you dislike videos? I don't. And it's okay if you do. I'm just not someone who does.
I only dislike videos if they're like blatantly racist or the entire point of the video is just to piss off a group of people, like a large group of people.
Right, okay, that's fine.
I dislike those ones, but I don't dislike a video because I'm like, yeah, this isn't my bag.
And see, that's, I think, how people use that button, and I think it's wrong. I think it's morally repugnant.
I don't dislike a video because it has echo. I don't dislike it if the lighting's bad. It drives me nuts.
So either way, I'm upset about this because I spent a great amount of time vlogging my dogs, and a lot of people had good feedback. They said you should have done the dog vlog and used their voices, but I was really trying to do something different where I wasn't superimposing my own voices. I was just letting the dogs be. A lot of people liked it, but for some reason or another, some people decided to use the dislike button. I just don't welcome them at all. I don't want them watching any more of my videos. I don't want them anywhere around me. I have a huge aversion to anybody who uses that dislike button so liberally.
What if the reason why they disliked you though was because they actually just like love seeing you on camera?
Nah, I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong too, but I think that's wrong too.
All right.
I still put a lot of time and effort into doing it, and it makes me, honestly, not want to upload again. Jerry, I hate to do it, but it's just like it frustrates me to the point where when you put your heart and soul into something, and then people stomp on it, does it make you want to do it more?
No, it makes me want to get a gun and hunt them down.
Okay, I'm not going to go that far.
No, hold on. We need to put the disclaimer out there. We usually need
let's remember the disclaimer.
Anything that I say that turns out to be a felony, or let's even say misdemeanor. We'll even go as far as misdemeanor and felony.
He's my neighbor, Mr. Meaner.
Mr. Meaner. That guy's a dick. But don't do it, okay? I don't want to wake up tomorrow and hear on the news that's like, oh my God, Barnacules Nerdgasm told me to rob a bank. No, don't. Please don't.
So the people I'm very appreciative of are you. If you're watching this video, thank you very much. And thank you for remembering to like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel and Jerry's
most importantly mine
hot channel. Because he's Mr. 100,000 over here.
I hit 100,000 today. Yeah, you going to show him?
Yeah, he actually, he went to downtown Seattle and hit 100,000 people today.
I did.
That was wrong of you.
It was very wrong of me. No, 100,000 subs. That felt so good. Oh, God, that felt good. Thank you to all of you. Chris, where are you going?
I'm gonna get, I want to see your reaction because just pretend that this silver button is for you. Just pretend that this
can we just pretend this is mine?
Just pretend it's yours and you're
so YouTube's handing it to me right now?
Yeah, YouTube. I'm YouTube and...
Oh my God! I worked so hard for this, Chris. I mean, YouTube. Thank you. I'm gonna drink a beer.
This YouTube button, by the way, the silver button, you get at 100,000. This is for the other YouTube channel, the classic YouTube channel, the vlog YouTube channel. I haven't attained a silver button for this channel yet. But we're close.
But that's gonna say Barnacules Nerdgasm when
it will.
The real
It'll
one, right?
say, no, I think it'll say Barnacules 1.
Barnacules. Oh, if it says Barnacules 1, I'm gonna just start spraying.
No. If I remember correctly, you can actually tell them what to title that. So
I don't want it showing up being a Bitly link on there.
So I just this is what Jerry will be getting. He just passed 100. I was his 100,000th subscriber.
In the next, if you watch my next vlog, I'm gonna have a video in there of Chris actually hitting the subscribe button on 99,999 subs.
It was perfect. He had just come over. We've got a pizza on its way as well. It will be arriving. Let's go ahead and take. This is a Geek Out. Anything goes today. If you didn't know it, now tomorrow's Star Wars Day because it's May the 4th. It's okay. You can let it go now. All right, you can hold on to it then. Free comic book day. You could walk into a comic book shop and get a comic. Not this comic. I did not get a free comic at all.
It's probably going to be a shitty comic.
It's probably not going to be great.
You're not going to get a Spider-Man #1.
Right,
for your
or a Fantastic Four #2.
Yeah. Or a Spider-Man number 9,270.
You could get a Barnacules Nerdgasm #2.
Ooh.
You know, that's...
Yeah, #2.
That's what I'm saying.
I just got that. Yeah. I actually just gave Chris's house a Barnacules Nerdgasm #2. It was awesome.
So, I don't have a lot of comics because I'm not a comic book nerd. But I do have a few. I can't remember how I got these, though. Like, Vader, I think people had sent these Vader comics.
You know what's better than all those comics, though, Chris?
No, dude, look at this. This is a Marvel. That's how old these are. These Star Wars comics, they're Marvel Vaders. So if you guys know of Darth Vader on a cover of a Star Wars comic, I would probably collect it.
Because he has a Vader fetish.
I have a huge... Well, it's not a fetish. There's nothing sexual about my fascination.
There is. I'm
no,
pretty sure
there really isn't,
I would
Jerry.
almost bet money that you wear that zip-up Darth Vader hoodie.
I'm not the one who wears it. So let's go ahead and look at the...
Diana, dirty girl.
Diana's in Texas
dirty
right now,
girl.
so I'm completely unfiltered. Much like this beer. Actually, I don't know if it's... Do you filter beer? I don't know. I don't know the beer.
No, Pussy's filter beer. This is real man's beer. It says Older Rasputin, and it's got a picture of a dude with a beard.
They're not a sponsor of this show. But I can tell you, if we had a sponsor for this show, it would be the patrons. Yes. So thank you, everybody who is a patron of mine. The link is in... Oh, actually, did I... Yeah, I did. I got the link in the video description. We're looking at the comments as you guys, comment on YouTube, and we'll be looking there. But we've got a priority list of patrons who are here, who have asked questions on the equivalent Patreon page. I'm just increasing the brightness so we can see it a little more.
Very nice.
Chris Miller, who's an amazing illustrator. He's on Etsy now. He said, let's get it on. Go Chris and Jerry. Let the fun begin.
Woo!
We probably should have said that at the very beginning. Dalton Pethel asks, hey Chris, will you do any drunken reviews and post them on your YouTube channel? I will probably do drunken reviews, but not likely post them to the YouTube channel. I'll probably just post them to patrons. Because they're a lot of fun, and the patrons like them. And, quite honestly, I think some people out there take reviews too seriously.
They do.
And I don't. I take reviews seriously, but at the same time, I'm like... I care, but I don't want to offend people. I'm just not a fan of offending people.
And also, just to let you know, if you're easily offended and you're watching this stream, turn it off now. Why are you even torturing yourself? I mean, you might as well just put your balls in a vice, put rubber bands on them.
They may not have balls, Jerry.
Ovaries?
Jenny Propus asks, Chris, I have a request. Could you speak slower when you do your daily TLDRs?
Practice. Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
I will do my best, Jenny, to speak slower.
That was actually very nice.
I can't. Sometimes I get I know I want to cram a lot of stuff into the same space.
Yeah.
So I tend to because I want to get through it.
Dude, you know how many comments I get for talking like the Micro Machines guy?
So Jenny, I apologize. I really do. I do my best to speak emphatically and speak with a reason. Turn off your cell phone,
I just did, okay? God.
That is so
Now, hold on.
rude.
Jenny, don't worry. I'm going to work with Chris as hard as I can to make sure that he doesn't talk really fast next TLDR so you don't have to, you can listen, pay attention. I don't think any of those words just made sense. Goddamn.
Elvis asked, that was pretty good. I want to see that, or I want to hear that again after your 4th Russian Imperial Stout. Elvis asked, and I don't know if this is Elvis, Barnacules, what's the hardest thing you've ever 3D printed? Maybe that's like difficulty, maybe not the material being the hardest, most dense.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so the hardest thing that I've ever 3D printed would be probably that Halo helmet. The Master Chief helmet was probably the hardest thing I ever 3D printed because it was 24 separate pieces and I had to reprint about 6 of them at least 2 or 3 times because I had problems with material feeding or stuff like that because they were so long prints. But the second most hardest would probably be that AR-15 lower that I'm printing right now. Please don't tell the government. I don't want them to come arrest me and raid my house.
What's an AR-15 lower?
AR-15 is like an automatic assault rifle.
Just shows you how much I know.
I'm printing the bottom piece of it that's the actual...
Oh, you're one of those guys.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No, I like guns. I like shooting things that aren't alive.
This is why he's my friend and not my enemy. Although it should be noted that Jerry at one point in time was blocked from the LockerGnome YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And we still don't know why.
This is funny. So here's the story. Quick overview of the story. So Chris and I sat down and talked about it. I was legitimately banned from his, I think it was the LockerGnome channel.
Yeah, the other one. It's now Vlog channel.
Yeah, so I was banned from his vlog channel, like, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. Banned for life. Like, literally couldn't even respond to any comments on his channel. Then I meet him on Twitter, we meet up and we do this. So for all I know, I'm still banned on the damn thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I probably am. We can't figure out what happened. So all I can figure is 3 years ago, I somehow trolled him in a really bad way. I probably told him to, like, drink bleach or something. I wouldn't do that, but...
yeah, you would.
Yeah, okay, I probably did. But he banned me.
And he did.
I'm drinking his beer, so I win. I win, Chris.
You do, actually. So I use the block button very liberally. I do. I have no problem. I mean, I'm like, if I'm in a bad mood or it's like, something strikes me as rude, I'm like...
We've come to the conclusion that I had to shit on you pretty good to get the ban.
You must.
It wasn't like, Chris, I don't like the way you look today, Chris.
No,
it wasn't anything like that. It must have been like, Chris, I will stab you and burn your house down.
Well, it was... If it was, I'm glad that you haven't. Because he actually may have detected a gas leak in the garage before the broadcast.
I saved his life today.
Smelled something. I'm like, dude,
I saved him.
Something doesn't smell right.
Oh, by the way, I had to turn off the gas valve because even though we took the panel off, it was still smelling like gas when I went there. So I actually killed the valve.
Okay, that's fine.
So, yeah.
I'm thinking that we may want to call the fire department after this.
If we still smell it after this, fire department.
So
time.
This video may end in a horrific way. I think we will go down in history as the only people who have ever... Like, if suddenly you just see a fireball or it just goes black, like, that's what happened.
If you hear a lot of screaming and the picture's all screwed up because the sensors melted,
it may destroy the live feed may go wonky.
Yeah.
At some point during this broadcast, and it could be because of that.
If the video freezes, it basically means we're dead.
We may be dead.
Yeah.
Just so you know. So do not be surprised if, like, suddenly you freeze, you hit refresh, and suddenly the broadcast doesn't exist. I may have blown up with Jerry.
I would be happy, though, like, to die in service of our 293 watchers right now.
Yes. We are. We so slowly.
Please go retweet this link. The only way people find us and watch us is if you go tell them to.
Thank you. I've actually got to. I have to do that.
Yeah, come on. Can you tweet our link?
I need to. Well, sorry. I'm sorry.
Guys, retweet that link.
And
please.
gals.
And gals. Right. Yeah, I forgot. There's women that watch this too.
And ask questions. I've got females in the audience.
Because you guys can ask us questions. Live. We can drink beers and have
fun. Elvis asked what was the longest time I spent on a Lego set build. It would probably be the Death Star, and that took 24 hours total. 24 hours. It was long. It wasn't a contiguous like 24 hours, but I broke it up. But it was deep. It was long.
Learn to Lego, bro.
However, I do plan. For Star Wars Day in celebration, I ended up buying an exclusive on because you can get exclusives via. I ordered the Lego Star Wars Jawa Sandcrawler.
There we go.
With thousands of pieces and minifigures. I'm a minifigure kind of guy.
Jenny told you to slow down.
Yeah. Okay, so Elvis is next. Or the one I'm answering right now.
Yes.
So I ordered the Sandcrawler. I plan on doing some kind of build with it. I'm hoping to have Marcus's help to record that and have some kind of epic video produced afterwards. But one of the reasons I got the Sandcrawler today, not just because of Star Wars Day, happening tomorrow, because it's May the 4th be with you. Although I'm not there yet because I'm wearing, obviously, well, okay, if it's not obvious, I will.
Wolverine it, dude.
Wolverine here. Jerry didn't get the memo. He didn't know that it's comic book day.
Guys, we were going to meet people in Seattle that were YouTubers, and I wanted to look as fancy as I could in my sweat-stained Under Armour shirt.
This is fancy. He actually had a vest. If it was orange, which would have been awesome, he would have been Jerry McFly.
Yeah, I would have Marty McFly.
No, Jerry McFly.
Jerry McFly?
He's the cousin of Marty McFly.
Is that the fat
that comes
Marty
back
McFly's cousin?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Why not?
Fair enough.
Or the evil Jerry
I do
McFly?
like vests, though, because vests make fat people look like they're supposed to be fat. And
I like vests, too.
like,
I do.
I think it's a good fat man accessory. Vests.
So, I got the Sandcrawler because Lego is giving out a special bonus minifigure, Darth Ravon, which was the actual, like, the full-on, 5 1/4 inch figure, the 4 1/4 inch. What's the measurement of the, standard Star Wars figures? Oh, shut up. No, it's... No,
Is that right?
there you go.
No, that's limp.
No, I don't. So, anyway.
We're talking about spaghetti, folks. God, get your mind out of the gutter.
We're talking about spaghetti, obviously. So, so they have a special...
I hate you,
They have a special Darth Ravon minifigure, and so I got it as a bonus. I can't wait because Darth Ravon is
Darth Trayvon?
Supreme hotness. This is a huge.
Who's Darth Ravon? Who's Ravon?
He was basically a Sith Lord, but the problem is he's now a legend of a Sith Lord because Star Wars or Lucasfilm. No, I guess it's not Lucasfilm. Disney came out and basically said, okay, all those expanded universe stories and characters, they're no longer canon, so they don't fit inside the universe of Star Wars anymore. They're a legend. So what happened may have been true, or it could have been a story based on what was true. It's not actual fact.
So it's all just a clean slate now again.
For the most part. And this would give all the future filmmakers freedom. So I'm going to spend Star Wars Day likely catching up on Clone Wars, the cartoon, as well as the 3D cartoon. Anyway, that's a side shoot, geeky thing that I'm going to be doing.
That was pretty geeky, Chris.
Natasha. Oh, wait, no. Jake was next, maybe.
Yeah, don't forget Jake. Jake Jordan wants to ask a question.
Jake Jordan. I was just thinking about how hilarious the Wicket and Pixie voices are that we see in the vlogs. I was just wondering if maybe, just for us patrons, we could hear how you do the voice, unedited.
Oh, let's hear it, Chris.
I could do it. No, he says for the patrons, so this is more than just the patrons. I will do, I promise you, what I will do is I will show you how I do Wicket and Pixie's voice. Because it's relatively simple for me to do that. I actually thought, honestly...
I don't think he wants the editing. I think he just wants to hear you just do the voice without the editing.
No, you can't. I mean...
You just talk and then...
I just talk and then just...
Yeah, he doesn't talk any different. He uses...
How I do the voice unedited.
Yeah.
Well, for Wicket, I talk like this.
There you go.
For Wicket, Wicket's got this voice and I pitch it up and then... Pixie sounds like this. I try to make Pixie, she's up like this. So when I make it, she's very higher pitched. She's female. And Wicket sounds like a guy who's from New York who likes bagels.
Who likes bagels and cream cheese
and schmear on his bagels. He's a Woody Allen. Wicket's a Woody Allen. That's how I make his voice. He looks like a Woody Allen. That's what you're right.
I see it.
That's what he's asking.
Of course I'm right, Chris. Of course I'm right.
Right over my head.
You drink more beer than me. I need to catch up.
Carmona, Jerry. Oh, there's the pizza.
Pizza's here. I'm just gonna stay. I'm gonna make everybody think the video froze.
Yeah.
We're still live. Okay, I gotta keep you guys entertained. All right. So let's see here. Jerry, how do you... Okay, this is from Natasha. Carmona says, Jerry, how do you use your Surface Pro? What applications do you use the most? I love my Surface Pro because it can run everything. I actually use Photoshop on it. I actually use Adobe Premiere on it. Adobe Premiere is not the fastest, but it's nice when I need to edit from bed. And I actually play games on it. I actually played COD Ghost, which sucks, but it's still fun to play with an Xbox 360 controller. So it's the most versatile mobile device that I really have. Let's see here. And Chris, do you use your Surface Pro with any regularity? I'm going to say no. I'll let him answer that when he gets back, but I'm going to say a big fat no, because he eats apples. He has a diet of purely apples. If it's not an apple with a bite out of it, I don't think he touches it. Chris, how often do you use when's the last time you used your Surface Pro? Be honest. When's the last time?
When I was looking at the Windows 8.1 update.
Uh-huh. So, like months ago?
Possibly. No, I used it the other... No.
It's badass. Yeah. It's badass, but Chris doesn't use it because he likes Apple stuff.
Well, hang on. I like the Surface Pro. It's just that there's nothing in Windows. There's nothing that Windows offers me that I can't use in OS 10. My name is Chris Pirillo, and I like live streaming on YouTube. And right now, I'm going to give Jerry some pizza. Even though I'm like a marionette without strings. And look at me, I'm dancing. I'm Chris Pirillo from an alternate universe. Oh, you done?
Yeah. The beer drinking sound effects were fantastic, though. So Natasha, in a nutshell, Chris doesn't use the Surface Pro very much, but he should because it's a good piece of kit, and I love it. Shut up! What? Sorry.
There's nothing that right now Windows offers with immediacy that I'm using. Because I get to everything by the web, so I can like use Android.
Chris isn't a gamer. If he was a gamer, he'd use the thing like every day.
Yeah, I'm not a PC Master Race kind of guy, and I would never want to align myself with anything named Master Race. I'm sorry.
Why? What's wrong with Master Race? I don't get it.
Tell me you're joking.
No, I'm not. What?
Are you serious?
Yeah. What?
Jerry, are you serious?
What's wrong with Master Race?
Are you fucking with me right now?
Oh wait, are you talking about the whole Nazi thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I never made that connection.
How did you not make that connection? That's the only connection.
Chris, of course I knew that's what it was.
Oh,
that's why people say it, because it's offensive.
Well, all the more reason I do not want to be aligned with anybody who would ever claim to be something like that. Yikes. Okay, Jerry.
It's called tearing down.
I'm good. Well, you're the guest. Okay, you pick your pizza first.
What do we got here? Cheese?
We have pizza. That's what we fucking have. You either come over here and you eat it or you don't.
All right, will you come over here and entertain the troops while I go eat?
Fine. Well, they may not all be troops. So,
all right, get some pizza.
You're lucky I'm not a violent guy. Because I'm not. I'm not.
And 2 feet taller.
Other than verbally, I am very violent. Yeah, that too.
If you were a violent man and 2 feet taller, I might be scared.
So you answered Natasha's question?
I did. I told
Chris,
her that you don't use your Surface Pro because you
well,
suck at computers.
I use it. I just don't use it as regularly as other people if that's their only PC. I have so many freaking PCs and tablets around here. I can't. I use
mine. I use mine so much that I left the damn charger over here at Chris's house, and the next day I had to go buy another charger because I needed one with that kind of immediacy.
All right,
That's how much I use mine.
You went with the meat pizza.
And you're just eating a cheese pizza?
Well, I got both. I don't know which one. I don't care.
Dude, I'll eat anything. I don't care. Calories are calories, man. I'm all about survival.
So you got you have napkins.
I got my napkins. I got my beer. I got my pizza.
I'm doing my best to be a good host because Diana's not here to help with other crap.
Chris, as long as I get my shoulder massage after this, we're square.
That was not a part of this deal's getting worse all the time.
I thought
it's Lando Calrissian, you know. Darth Vader says, "I'm altering the deal. Pray I do not alter it any further." And
Darth Vader does not sound like that at all. Not even a little bit. Darth Vader does not sound like that.
I'm going to take that pizza away. No, I won't. I would not, because I'm afraid of what Jerry would do. Chris Eldridge. Again, these are all patrons we're going off there because the patrons' questions are usually pretty good. The only thing I would ask is, would it be possible to get a shout out for me and my girlfriend? So let's shout. Okay, so there's your shout out.
Rip headphone users.
Wait, Michelle, Michelle
or Michael?
Yes. Oh, it's pronounced like Michael. Okay, Michael. And that'd be pretty cool, and I know she'd smile from it. Otherwise, have fun. Absolutely. All right, let me go up here because we have people who posted 5 hours ago. Callum Wiggy, question for you, Jerry. Oh, this is great because I get to eat. This is how important you guys are. We've had pizzas sitting in front of us for the past 5 minutes.
This is the longest I've ever gone without eating with food within proximity of my face.
Could you go through what you do as a software engineer at Microsoft? Also, I would love to work at Microsoft. What would I have to do to become a software engineer or similar role at Microsoft? This is a common question for me, I'm guessing.
This is a very common question for me.
It's going to take you enough
actually,
answer this.
Okay, so first off, I have to tell you that I keep my YouTube and I keep my career very, very separate. And I have to on purpose because this is my hobby. This is not my business. So I can't really talk in detail about what it is. What I can say is working at Microsoft, it's a great job. I've worked there for 15 years. Obviously, I wouldn't work someplace for 15 years if they were like really mean to me and whipped me with chains and locked me in a room.
That'd be kind of fun though, actually. Think about it.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I was kind of like masochistic or something, I guess that'd be kind of cool. But that wouldn't be my bag. So they treat me good. They're awesome. The pay is good. The benefits are good. It's a great job. And what I do at Microsoft, about the best that I could give you vague description, is I'm on the test discipline. I actually work towards testing the products that we ship, not creating the products that we ship. So I work in that division. But I can't really tell you what I do under NDA.
Well, it's not just that, but I think to prepare yourself for an entity like I'm giving you a chance to eat.
Yeah, thank you.
To prepare yourself for like an entity like Microsoft or Google or any one of these large companies who are going to snap you up, you've got to practice. You've got to work. You've got to do something. You can't just sit there and expect that the job's going to come to you. You can't go to school and expect you get a degree and then suddenly you'll have a magical job. No, you've got to work. I mean, the more you do, the better off you're going to be. You're going to have that experience. I've never had, I'm not a programmer, I'm not a developer at all, but I can tell you this. Like, when I look at someone and what they've, like, I see all the degrees they've accrued, all the certifications, but then I also look a little deeper. What projects have they been involved in? You know, how have they tried to help the community? How you know, have they participated online? I will absolutely do that research because it would show me what kind of person that person is.
Yeah.
You know, are they willing to help others? Are they a good team player? Are they there are they focusing on the goal? Mm-hmm. Do they diminish others? Do they support others? I mean, how do they approach problems? You know, what have they done? What have they put out there as an exercise to see an idea through to fruition?
Yeah.
You know, what skills do they have?
The best advice that I could really give you, on top of what Chris has already said, is just to take it down one more step, one level deeper, is go out, help on the forums, stuff like that, expert exchange and things like that, where you get recognition for helping people with technical problems. Stack Exchange is a good one. Go out there, help the community. Also, if you want to be a developer, start developing software. Go out there, release it as open source, help the community, build it, use that as your project, add it to your resume, and best of all, keep your LinkedIn profile updated. LinkedIn is kind of the center of the universe now for most companies that are hiring. And your options are either coming through an internship, coming through that way, or get your LinkedIn profile updated. Make sure that you know you're very heavy into the technologies that you are. Are you more Microsoft centric? Are you more Apple, Google, whatever you want to go for? Make sure that that's really plain and simple in your LinkedIn. You want that to be. You don't want to be I'm all over the place. I'm a jack of all trades. Pick your poison. Stick with it, and wait. Recruiters will contact you if you have what they're looking for, and keep building on it until they do.
You mean in terms of passions, or in terms of
passions, and well, mainly if you want to be a software developer, actually having the software out.
Like a deep, okay, I know C code, or I know assembly, or I know.
But not just I know C. You want to be like, I know Microsoft C. I know Microsoft's libraries. I know .NET technologies. I use SSRS if you want to do database design and stuff like that. You want to make it clear which alignment you have. You don't want to be like, if you want a job at Microsoft, don't put down the, I write Perl scripts in Apache, you know, and I run Debian on my dev box. You know, it's just, it's not a good fit.
Maybe the resumes I've seen, or even on LinkedIn profiles, proficient in Microsoft Word. I'm like, who isn't? I'm sorry, but that is not to me, that's not a skill. It just, maybe I'm just trying to hire the wrong people. I lose shit on the ribbon all the time. Like, I like the ribbon. I was a fan of the ribbon, and wasn't I ribbing you? Speaking of ribbon, I was ribbing you on. We were having Seattle has a YouTube community of sorts, and I was posting things that you can do in OS 10 because a producer, was doing something, recording something in Photo Booth on OS 10, and I said, oh, you could use this software, you could use this hardware, blah 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 blah, and you said live cam. Microsoft. Oh, man, why am I hiccuping?
Are you going to die?
I'm not going to die.
Here, I'll take over. Here, you get that worked out. Anyways, he told me I should use... I said she should use a Microsoft Live Cam, and he came back, and he's like, but the Microsoft Live Cam doesn't work in OS 10 very well. Notice I said 10, I didn't say X.
Yes, congratulations.
Yes, yeah, I've been working on that.
Working on it.
He's like, I had to consciously make that decision. Come on, don't say X, don't say X, don't say it. But yeah, he's like, well, the Microsoft Live Cam doesn't work that. Well, obviously, it's a Microsoft-centered product.
But Microsoft products work very well on OS 10.
Depends on what they are.
I came back because Jerry you poked me with a stick, and I came back and said, well, you know, the version of the touch optimized version of Office works better on iOS than it does on Windows right now. But I think it's to Microsoft's credit. I really think that's to Microsoft's credit.
Oh no, he didn't.
What'd he do?
David Bates said no banging on the table. You don't tell us what to do. This is our stream.
I'm sorry, dude.
This is our stream, and this is what we do. You brought this on yourself, David.
Yeah,
you brought this on yourself and everyone else.
Watch the bear. I do not want to have to watch this again. Okay.
All done. You guys, David Bates brought that on you, so don't dislike the video. Yeah, go after David Bates.
No, we're not. That's the problem. If you tell us, don't do this, that's the first thing we're going to want to do. It's just the way we are.
If you tell me not to stab Chris in the face with a knife...
Whoa.
Too far?
No, that was way...
Too far?
Time out.
If you tell me not to shoot Chris in the face with a...
Too far.
If you tell me not to punch Chris in the arm really hard... Actually, no. I will not hit you, Chris.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I love you and respect you as a content producer.
Vance Smith, even Omnidragon comes in and says, David Bates says, you guys should bang on the table a lot. Even he came in. Obviously, Omnidragon has watched one of our live streams before.
Hey, don't forget the comment above. That's a more important comment.
Jerry's a really smart dude, says Roop Sarkar. And Roop, I recognize a lot of these names as a part of at least my community. I don't know if you recognize them.
I am so smart. SMRT. SMRT.
All right, who said that?
I am so smart. Huh?
Who said that?
That was, let's see, Wiggum from Simpsons?
No!
Hold on,
wait. Homer.
Was it Homer? Oh, yeah, it was Homer.
I am so smart. I am so smart. SMRT. I mean, SMRT. I remember
But
that.
come on, Ralph. That's something Ralph Wiggum would say too. Come on.
It is very close. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
All right, George Barrett, another patron, asks, as Chris runs his own company, and Jerry works for Microsoft, what parts of each other's jobs do you both desire or respect, and what aspects make you glad you're not in their position? Hope that question makes sense. Dude, that's a pretty damn good question.
I like it.
I think the things that, we have to say, what do you both desire or respect, and what do you don't like? Okay, so I would desire having a team around me. I really would appreciate having not someone to pass the buck to, but someone to collaborate with to get something done within the business. And I don't have that yet, and I'm trying to build towards that. It's part of, the Patreon campaign, which has worked out very well. We're at 780 patrons. Jerry's a patron.
Yeah, and he just added like a new 4-car garage onto his house. It's pretty awesome.
I wouldn't go that far. Yeah, the garage that's leaking gas
Chris,
right now.
let's be honest.
I'm serious.
Chris needs your help.
We're going to need to call.
Chris's house is falling apart. Diana's been gone for 1 day, and there's already a gas leak, and the house is destroyed.
It's not. I wouldn't go that far. But
Diana, come home.
I would hope
Diana.
for a team of people, so that I would be able to rely on people with other skill sets beyond my own. I think that limits me because I have not been able to. There are a lot of geeks out there who produce very nice videos, like amazing production quality. I don't have that eye.
You mean like me?
You probably have better production quality than I do.
You know how hard it was for him to say that?
Well, it's not that hard. I do live video, and that's fine. It's easy. I can do this. I can talk. But in terms of producing video around that, I don't have that team. So I wish I had a team around me. The things that I would not want are anybody, is anybody. I would not want anybody.
Didn't you used to teach English or something?
I had to think through it. Yeah, but that was writing. I could think through. I could write it out and think it out. Just because you can write English doesn't mean you can speak English.
Was it Jenny that said, slow down? Hello, internet world.
So
you want a team, all right? All right, let's just.
At the same time, I don't want to be told what to do. I don't want to be directed. If I believe that I need to zig and I'm told to zag, I don't want to zag.
What about sick days? Do you want sick days?
I wish I could take sick days.
Yeah, like this guy works like rain, sleet, or snow. He has to get his stuff done. Me, I'm like, yeah, I better not go to work and get everybody else sick. I think I'll just telecommute.
Well, I telecommute every day, but obviously it's a different level.
No, what about me? I get to see what I envy about your job. Right? Is there anything else you'd like to add? Do you envy anything else about my job?
Benefits.
Benefits are nice. They really are. Especially because I have a 4-year-old autistic son. That gets expensive. It does. All the therapy and stuff, a lot of people don't realize that's probably upwards of $10K a month.
Wow.
The peak for all the things. I mean, he goes to literally like 3 or 4 different therapies a week, sometimes 2 or 3 times. But oh my God, it makes all the difference in the world. You wouldn't believe it. It's like night and day. The kid is catching up so fast, exceeding all expectations. And I couldn't thank Microsoft enough for that. Like I would
worry if I had. I mean, baby Pirillo is on its way, so I don't know what's going to come of that. But I hope that I would never have to be in the position where I would have to compromise on certain things that have allowed me those freedoms.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go as far as saying happiness, because I think I would be happy. I could find happiness anywhere. But I appreciate being able to set my direction, but at the same time, it's like a sword of Damocles. Like, for example, the Patreon campaign, let's face it, I mean, I've been reading directly from our Patreon page, from people who say, Chris, you're worth $2 a month or more, and for this, thank you for doing what you do, and I do it. I'm able to do it. And I'm appreciative of that at such a deeper level than I am just random subscribers who don't care whether I live or die. And so, I'm hoping that I will never have to be in a position where I would have to compromise doing something like this because I had to. And I would absolutely, as someone who's an adult, who has responsibilities, is growing a family, I would absolutely make that sacrifice for my family. Anyway.
Yep.
So that's... You asked if I had anything else.
No, that's true. That's true.
All right, so you were talking about...
So the things I envy about your work life or position here is he gets to work from home. I get to work from home like maybe 1 day a week, if I'm lucky. Telecommuting in. But the thing that's cool about that, especially having a kid, is even though you're working, you can just walk, 10 feet over and give your kid a hug and talk to him. My kid, he wants to interact all the time. He comes up to me, he's like, Dad, I want to do this. I want to play race cars. He loves playing Forza and stuff like that. I would love to be in the position where, you know, anytime throughout the day he could just come to me and I could just go take a 5-minute break, right? And go hang out with him and completely just cheer him up and make his day happy. But I can't. I got to go to work in the morning. I got to come home in the afternoon. And then usually by that time I'm pretty burned out. And, you know, my interactions with them aren't as energetic as they could be sometimes. So I would like that. I would very, very much like that. And I would also like to be able to use more of my creativity and more of what I want to do to achieve my goals. Because right now, of course, working for a company, you work with a team. Just like Chris says he wants to work with a team. But one of the things working with a team doesn't afford you is the ability to be completely independent in what you do. And I'm that type of person where it's like, I have an idea, I want to do it this way, I want to be very, very specific, and you can't do that with a team dynamic. So even though it's technically harder, that's the trade-off. Chris has, you know, he has absolute creativity. If he wants to go do a dog vlog that horribly fails, that everybody thumbs down,
not everybody.
I'm just kidding.
I will say that there are more people who like that video than who didn't. So I do not want to. I do not want to discourage that.
No.
But I'm not very happy with the people who.
It was a good vlog. People made you mad. They made you mad. Don't do that. You guys are bullies. But anyways, having that freedom to just be able to do something is awesome. And that's why I like YouTube, because YouTube affords me a lot of that freedom. But of course, I don't have the time to engage YouTube at that level. I really don't. You know, sometimes I have to go a week without posting a video. You know, it's just how it is. But I like that freedom. I really like that freedom, and I crave it. So I do envy Chris for that. But at the same time, both come with huge drawbacks and huge pros. There's not one or the other that's a good way to go. In order for you to have one thing, you have to give something up. It's just, that's life, right? Hey,
honestly. What's up, doggy? Hey, Pixie, you're not getting any food.
All right, who's up next?
Matthew Purcell says he's talking about Windows Movie Maker. He says it sucks. He just started a YouTube channel. Congratulations. I liked Windows Movie Maker back in the day. What do you use on your PC to edit video, and what is my best free option? Vinny Herbert, a patron, recommended trying Lightworks or potentially Camtasia for screen capture. I don't know.
Camtasia is very expensive, though. They're very expensive.
Streamer sucks.
It's there we go.
So we are back. And we freaked everybody out for.
Can they still hear us?
Oh yeah, they can hear it. It's just the video went black. I have no idea. I did not want to freak anybody out.
That was a close call. I thought we were dead.
No, we are not dead. We are not dead. All right, so you got your answer. We got some answers going on in the Patreon campaign.
Yep.
Anthony Walker says, "I hope my comment will be asked in the video stream, even if it's for a brief moment." Anthony, what did you ask?
I think that was his comment.
I think that was it.
I think there's one of those things. Oh, I got to talk about this. Here's a talking point for social networking. How many times a day do you get somebody that tweets you, Facebooks you, or emails you and said, "Is it okay if I ask you a question?"
Frequently enough.
I get so many of these days. Guys, if I read that...
Yes,
it's a question.
Yes.
You asked it and I answered it, but then the thing that sucks is then when you send the actual question, it takes me forever to respond to it because I have to go through everything again. So guys, what?
Now it's just, the live stream comments have caught up with the time.
That's funny. Okay,
anyway.
So anyways,
yes.
Guys, don't ask if you can ask a question. Assume you can ask a question. If you get an answer, then I guess the answer was yes.
There you go.
Right? I like it.
I am now doing more AMA every day on my blog, chris.pirillo.com. Because people ask questions all the time.
I get priority to pay.
No.
What is that? What's AMA?
What? Ask me anything?
Oh, I thought it was like amateur or something.
No. That'd be complete. Well, it is kind of amateur hour. But I give priority to patrons compared to anybody who asks a question because they say, "Hey, Chris, you're valuable or more valuable than a cup of coffee once a month." The price of this pizza is good when it's in aggregate, right? So imagine instead of you eating a pizza this month, I could actually save you calories and save you time.
I'd be less fat and more entertained.
Exactly. So that's what I'm trying to do with the Patreon campaign. Jenny Propus asks, she asked what Diana. She says Diana's not there. What'll be on the menu tonight? I think you have your answer. Pizza, which I ordered. Got a
pizza
discount.
and beer.
Buy one, 50% off. Oh, I need another beer too. I'll get it in a second. Jenny Propus also asks, Chris, do Wicket and Pixie sleep in your bed with you and Diana at night? They do. They can. Diana is not. I don't know if Diana would have chosen that. She's kind of grown accustomed to it. I'm very, very grateful she has. Wicket usually sleeps in the bed until we turn off the TV for the night, and then he'll jump off and go off to the day bed, which is weird to say that at night, but more like the what do they call it?
The doggy bed?
It's in the doggy bed, but it's on the longer couch area.
Well, if it's called a day bed at day, well, how about night bed at night?
But that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't think it changes what its form is at night, even if it's called a day bed. So that's where Wicket goes. Bed? But Pixie, something like that. Yeah. Lightless bed. Pixie, right now, and she's down. I don't know if you guys knew this, but she's been here ever since she popped over here a few minutes ago. Pixie snores. So she, at this point, she tends to, for some reason, she'll sleep down here in the main level, which is fine. I have no problem sleeping with either dog. In the bed at all. Some people do. I want to see
some memes of that, by the way.
What, sleeping with the dog?
Yeah, that you're like, I have no problem sleeping with the dog.
I have no problem sleeping with the dog. And I'm talking about the dogs. Dogs.
The dogs. Mm-hmm.
You're still doing good on beer. I'm going to go get another one.
Here, you get another beer, and I'm going to take the next question.
Yeah, take the next question. Make sure Pixie does not eat my pizza.
Pixie, do not eat that pizza, okay? You do not eat that pizza. Okay? All right. I think, no, watch. She's going to try to eat the pizza. Stop! Okay. Let's see here. Going through questions. Hold on. Which way was he scrolling? Down? All right. So Todd. Oh, wait. Hold on here. Brandon Gifford. Brandon Gifford says, is Chris jealous that Barnacules vlogs, he actually put vlogs, V-I-logs, I like that, vlogs, get more views than his? I love you both. The answer is yes. He is horribly jealous, guys. Horribly. He actually was crying earlier in the car, and I had to stroke his hair and calm him down.
What did you stroke?
Oh, your hair. Somebody asked if you're jealous that my vlogs get more views than your vlogs.
Sure. Why wouldn't I be?
He's really bad. He's actually pretty butthurt.
But you know, honestly, it's not about view count to me.
Of course it isn't, because I get more views. So
no. It's not about view count.
It's the like count?
It's not just the like count. It's the level of engagement, the deeper engagement you have with any of those people.
That's true.
So to me, it's not about the amount of subscribers. It's not the amount of viewers. It's not the amount of comments. It's not the amount of anything. It's an aggregate.
Well, let's be honest, though.
Okay,
if
Jerry?
you do factor size in, you do still get more views than I do. If you factor your weight into it.
Okay.
And I think that, honestly, the camera adds 10 pounds and all that. So, you do have to factor that weight into it. And I think you got me beat there.
I wouldn't go that far. But to me, honestly, what it boils down to is there are 780 people who right now, honestly, if it weren't for the patrons, I don't know if I'd be doing this. I don't know if I'd be able to continue down the YouTube path. Because it's very difficult to carve out a career in just YouTube. And I've explained this a million times.
YouTube's dying it really is dying as a source of
I don't want to beat a dead horse.
It is. I do it as a hobby, so it's not a bad thing to me, but I do definitely see that. I see the slowing. I see everybody ad revenues coming down. People using ad block like crazy. It's like, oh god.
Don't get me started on people use ad block.
Okay, we're gonna be really nice about this. Please don't fucking use ad block.
Okay, if you use see, here's the thing.
That was nice, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, it is. It was very good. It was really nice. Someone actually, he became a patron. He says, I use ad block, and to counterbalance that, Chris, I appreciate your content. I'm a patron. I'm like, okay, I appreciate that.
I don't have Patreon.
Well, I'm sorry. What do you want me to do?
Offset it for me.
I'm sorry. Well, you have more views, so there you go. So
sorry, I tend to
ignore the value of a lot of numbers that a lot of people value or put value in, and view count is good. I mean, let me put it this way. Hey, the more likes I get, I'm happy. The more subscribers, awesome. The more everything in aggregate is great. But it comes down to what is most valuable for me, and what's most valuable for me is having a relationship with people who are out there who appreciate the same things I appreciate, and to the point where, honestly, and I mean, I told Jerry, I'm like, you can even look at the Patreon page. Like, there are fewer patrons out there, but they mean so much more to me because they are actually enabling me to be able to do the things that I do.
No, it's true, and we were just talking about that.
Number.
We were talking about that today. That it's like if you have 700 patrons, the level of engagement that you get with them
so deep
is way deeper than even if you have 100,000 people on YouTube. Because that's the thing is, on YouTube, if I have 100,000 people, I can't even hardly read comments on videos anymore. I mean, I do respond to as many as I can on my new videos for like a day or two. But it's really, really hard to cut through all that noise because you have 100,000 people coming at you. And a lot of it is, trolls and things like that.
Crap.
You don't get that with the Patreon thing. I kind of think that that's cool that you have people that are like, they like you enough to give you $1 or $3 or $5 or whatever a month to do something. I think that that's a great thing because one, if you're willing to pay $1 or $3, you're pretty much saying that you value that person. So you're not going to troll them. I mean, don't go become a patron just so you can just say, "Hey, Chris, you're a dick. Chris, you're a dick. Chris." You don't see it. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. So I'm a little jealous of that. I actually am.
I just don't. I think the numbers that people chase are the wrong numbers to chase. I'd rather have deeper connections with people who actually care whether I live or die tomorrow than the people who subscribe. Sure, why not? They don't care. Yeah.
But
they don't care.
If I ever did the Patreon thing, though, I would never disengage from YouTube. I would
I can't obviously do that.
I'm
not going to do that either.
That's true.
It's just that I know that the people who are adding value back to me, and me in return being able to give value back to them, it's a more one-on-one type of relationship.
I think it would be cool. I am a little jealous of that. I think it would be cool to have a more narrow focused community that actually puts a lot more value in what you do.
Well,
they engage you because it's like I have to weed through so much stuff. And you guys know if you subscribe to me on Twitter, I respond to almost everybody.
You do.
I really do. I respond to almost everybody, and it takes a massive amount of energy, but I do it because I love it. It's a labor of love. I don't do it because I feel obligated. I'm not obligated to respond to anybody. I love doing it. I love interacting with people, but being able to interact with only people that want to engage you on some kind of like more personal, less violent level, let's say less violent level.
It just saves so much.
I think that would be good for stress levels.
Dude, I'm telling you, everybody is important to me, but what I'm saying is that it's easier for me to do what I do with 780 people today than it is to try to make everybody happy at 100,000 people. I think the smaller number is a better number. And I really do.
I don't like the people that keep coming. This is another thing.
They want something from you, but they're not willing to give back.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
And the thing is, it's like, even though I do YouTube as a hobby and Chris is a career YouTuber, still as a hobby, it takes me a lot of time and resources to make my videos. I don't just, one, I have to neglect my family to do it. That alone, you can't even put a price on that. And so I do all this stuff. So it's nice to be appreciated, one. It does show appreciation. But the other thing that I really like about the Patreon thing is you have a community that's actually supporting you and helping you to fund and improve.
Right.
Because that's just it. It's not like give me money and I'm going to go to Vegas with it and not make videos. It's like give me money so that I can go buy bigger monitors, bigger computers, better camera equipment, stuff that you guys want to see.
People,
and that I want to play with. It's a two-way street. I'm not saying. I mean, come on. You guys could buy me a MAME cabinet. That'd be cool. I'm just saying. Chris.
Go for it.
I want a MAME cabinet.
All right, we'll move on.
That's it. I'm doing Patreon now. I hit 100K Patreon.
This is a question someone asked that took us off on this chair. I'm saying that's how we got off on this topic. Someone asked.
Great question though.
That was a good question.
Yeah.
No, I'm not jealous. Todd Donna asked. I'm not jealous. He says I came across bacon M&Ms. Would you try them? And if so, do it on a live vlog so I can get your opinion on them after you tried the bacon soda.
I'd eat the ass out of bacon M&Ms.
I would try them,
I would.
Todd, but here's my problem. With bacon-flavored anything, is it tastes like bacon flavored. And bacon flavor is not bacon.
How is that a problem?
Because bacon flavor does not taste like bacon.
I don't get it.
Okay.
So what does bacon taste like?
Bacon.
Okay, what does bacon flavor taste like?
Bacon flavor.
But
it doesn't taste like bacon.
I'm confused.
So the flavor of bacon
Yes.
is not the same flavor as bacon flavored something.
Okay, what if it was like M&Ms that were flavored with actually like somebody took greasy bacon and just squeezed it?
That would be awesome, but I don't think they did that.
Okay, if you can confirm that the M&Ms actually were in the proximity of real bacon, then I'll try
They
them.
didn't and weren't because it would have spoiled and it wouldn't have worked.
Oh,
so
I see. Okay.
Either way, I would try them, but ultimately there's no bacon-scented bacon flavor. People keep sending me this stupid bacon-scented alarm thing. I'm like, I don't want a bacon-scented anything. If you want to wake me up with bacon, wake me up with real fucking bacon. Make it real.
Yeah, that's what wives are for, right?
Well, I'm not going to go that far. Don't bang the table.
No, did you see how soft that was, though?
It was very soft.
I did that on purpose.
Callum Wiggy. This was 3 hours ago. 3 hours ago, before we did the live broadcast, Callum said, a patron said, "Don't bang the table."
But he said lol. He said lol.
He
So
said lol.
Hey,
Yep.
as soon as you say lol, that retracts everything that you previously said. So like, if you say you want to murder somebody, and you put lol at the end, it means nope, I really don't want to murder that person.
What camera do we use for the vlogs? It's a modified point and shoot. Jerry actually has the same camera. He used my camera thinking it was his. So there may be a segment in my vlog 2 days from now that has Jerry's face on it.
Yeah, I literally picked up his camera and did a bunch of covert funny stuff, and now he's going to know all about it because it's on his camera.
Awesome.
Damn it!
Christian Magdaleno, do you think Microsoft will do great products with the Lumia brand? This is for you.
Obviously, yes.
I think they have the potential to.
But I'm biased. Ask Chris.
I think they have a potential to, but...
Let's be honest, though. The 1520 is the hardware. If you just look at the hardware...
That's what I'm saying.
It is amazing balls. Amazing balls.
Right. Wait, is it Amazing Balls or Amaze Balls?
Amaze Balls.
I thought it was Amaze Balls.
Is it Amaze Balls or... I like Amazing Balls.
I think it's... Well, I'm sure you do, Jerry. But... So...
I walked right into that one. I likes me some Amazing Balls, people. Mm-hmm.
So... I think they'll do great products. I think the Lumia brand's strong. I like the direction of Windows Phone, but sometimes good just isn't enough. Is it enough to topple Android? Is it enough to keep Samsung at bay with Tizen? Is it enough to topple the juggernaut iOS and all the money that Apple makes?
Yes, all above. Next question.
Right. Okay. There we go. Okay. Well, okay, we answered that one.
Hey, let's be honest though. All it takes is one good misstep from a company that's on top.
Yep, that's
to
true.
Fall down.
And that's exactly what I said. I said Microsoft was more of their own enemy than any enemy from the outside.
Okay, that's not where I was going with that, but just kidding. I'm just saying Android or iOS, they're going to step on a landmine at some point in time, and it'll be our time to shine.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cortana's pretty badass.
But
it's the best speech recognition I've ever seen.
But that's a feature. That's a feature. It's a feature.
But it's got to have a badass microphone, and the Lumia 1520 has a badass microphone.
And
a badass camera.
That's a spec.
And a badass camera.
It's a spec.
A camera that's badass.
It's a spec. And if we were still playing the spec game...
I'm Batman.
If we were okay, Batman.
I got a Nokia Lumia 1520, and I'm Batman.
Okay, what are you going to do if the nuclear warheads are, being set off?
I'm going to throw a batarang at them.
Okay, good luck with that, Batman. So, the problem is that it's a spec, or it's a feature. And if specs and features were still winning this race, Apple wouldn't exist. The original iPhone sucked in terms of specs.
Yeah, it did.
It sucked in terms of features.
Yeah, it did.
It won.
Well, yeah, because you could jailbreak it and put everything on it.
No, it has nothing to do with jailbreaking. Nothing to do with jailbreaking. It won. It won. And I'm not saying it's a winner. I'm just saying it won. So you can't, when anybody comes to me and says, what spec, what feature, I'm sorry, specs and features, I'm not going to call them total bullshit, but in terms of a general experience, they're closer to the bullshit level than they are actual experience. And that's why I value new features, and I value, something that's faster, something that's quote-unquote better, but how does it work? I mean, is it a good implementation of the feature, or is it just another thing that's slapped on top that's just, it's sloppy? And so I don't look at something just for its features or its specs. You have to look deeper. One of the reasons I'm so disenfranchised, if that's a word I could use in this context, with the electronics industry is they throw a lot of crap out. And I have to deal with the crap, and I'm tired of dealing with crap. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to waste my money. I'm not going to waste my breath.
Calm down. Just calm down, Chris.
Okay, so what I'm saying is it's not just about the features. It's not just about the specs. Period. Okay. End of story. I've made my case. I've yet to be proven otherwise. And Apple, that's the reason Apple's in the position it is. Because it's playing in the same arena, but it's playing a completely different game. And Samsung is the closest company that could catch up to it if they go balls deep in Tizen, which I think they'll do. I think they're going to give Android a run for their money. Samsung's got a strong enough brand to make Tizen work. Will it work? I don't know.
Honestly, I think what makes a platform really valuable is the content, the applications themselves.
Yep.
And iOS got an early start. Let's just say, they definitely, in the modern smartphone age, they got a huge early start. So their marketplace is absolutely enormous. It's heavily vetted. It's heavily filtered because they finally figured out they don't want 200 fart apps, so they just don't approve them. And so there's not a lot of garbage.
Well, unless you're like Google.
Android, on the other hand, has a huge marketplace, but every other app is like Titties 1, Titties 2, Titties 3 for 99 cents. Oh, Titties 4 bathing suit girls 5, and like half of them have viruses in them, and then the Microsoft, the marketplace has to pull them.
Dude, Android, like 99% of malware attacks on mobile are Android.
It's Android.
Dude.
But it's because the Android marketplace is so easy to get things approved.
Okay, it's not just the Android. Okay, Google Play, I think, is safe. For most consumers, I think they're safe. It's people who use and may not have any choice but to use an app store that's coming pre-installed on their phone that's not Google sanctioned.
I'm fairly sure though that even the Google store has released apps that have found vulnerabilities.
No, there was a flashlight, a popular flashlight app that was found leaking personal data.
I remember that.
And basically they got a slap on the wrist, like don't do it
again. No, there was another.
Dude, that is fucked up.
Do you remember the app that had the back door in it for sending emails, for relaying mails? They were using it as a spam bot network. Basically, they were having everybody's cell phones in their pockets just sending bulk Nigerian spam mail.
Thank you, Google. And I mean, that's, to me, Jerry, I'm sorry, that is bullshit.
No, it's total bullshit.
And that's the type of bullshit that I hate to say this, I expected that from Microsoft. Microsoft, that's where they lost the game. They've just now come out with a tool that makes it easier for, if there's an app that's known to be bad, it will let you know. Like, there's a tool that now exists, at least for Windows 8, which will tell you, no, this is a bad app. Where was this in, 1998? I mean, Microsoft could have stayed ahead of the game. But instead, they fell behind.
Code analysis is a very, very tricky thing. It's very, very hard to automate code analysis.
I'm not trying to minimize the work that goes into it. But I would like to believe that Microsoft would have the resources to dedicate to something to protect the users. Because once you stop protecting the users, they're going to look elsewhere. I'm sorry. That's just the way it goes. And that's what I'm saying. They were their own worst enemy. And it goes back to what you're saying. You make one slip up, you make one screw up, and that's it. And I don't think it's going to be a feature release. Honestly, I had no problem with Apple Maps. A lot of people did. I'm not saying it's perfect. I hate Siri. I don't like it at all. I mean, it barely ever works when I need it to work, how I want it to work. I do not like Siri. Siri does not sell me that. That's not the thing that sells me the phone.
Not even her voice.
It wasn't a big, but Apple uses it as a selling point. I don't think that was enough to. It doesn't bother me. It's a voice. It's nothing. So it wasn't to the point. It wasn't so detrimental to their brand that people went just away in droves. I mean, because they were okay. Well, it's not a big deal. It's software. They would have to just. Any company would just have to make monumental mistakes to get their ass handed to them. And I'll give Microsoft credit. I think they're going in the right direction.
I think honestly, we are too.
Long overdue. Long overdue. And this is coming from someone who is now... Here, could you hand me my badge?
Yes.
This is the wrong badge.
Wait, which badge do you want? This one?
Microsoft badge.
Oh, this one? This one? Are you seriously going to sit here and talk shit about Microsoft?
Not talking shit. Okay. I am not talking shit. Okay.
Microsoft Windows is awesome.
Jerry, the only reason why people turn to me is because they can trust me. They know that my opinions are going to be direct. I'm not going to mince words. I'm going to tell them what it is. How I feel, the experience is. I'm going to tell them industry trends. I'm going to tell it like I see it.
Guys, I pulled up to his house earlier, and a guy in an Apple shirt was, like, handing him stacks of bills. And I was like, what? And he got really scared and jumped in the bush. And Chris, like, wouldn't even acknowledge. He's like, you didn't see shit. You didn't see shit.
Honestly, if Apple's ever written a check, you signed for him.
Apple doesn't give anything to anybody.
You know what? That's the funny thing. It's like, people think that Apple spent I'm like, they don't spend anything.
No, Apple doesn't give anything to anybody, like, ever. Okay. If they do, they want it back.
Exactly. Right. So, and that's fine. I think that's fine. So there, if I can get it the right way, it says 5 years.
5 years.
This is a notch. This 5-year notch, glass, whatever the hell, is for being a Microsoft MVP, which I've been for 5 years now. Specifically for this, it's been Windows Consumer, and I tell Microsoft how I feel and what I think, and you know what?
Massively vocal protagonist. Is that what MVP stands for?
I think you won the internet tonight.
I just won the internet with that one. Cheers to the internet. Oh my god, dude.
Good. That was me. I tell it like it is, and I was right with Windows 8, and will continue to be right.
No, it's fair enough. Fair enough. I mean,
I was not wrong, and that's the thing. One thing that I have intact is trust with the community and credibility. That means my integrity. I'm not going to sit there and say Microsoft's the greatest thing since sliced bread if I don't think so.
No, it is, though. It is. Let's just end on that.
No, yeah.
Hey, Fat Mike had a good comment here. He said they should make an ad blocker. Now, here's the funny thing. No. This is possible. This is absolutely possible, but the problem is it has to be deployed at the service level. It can't be deployed on the client. I've seen sites that I've gone to before where it pops up and says, you have an ad blocker enabled, you cannot proceed with it enabled. Because it's easy enough to detect, because all you have to do, as long as you can verify that that IP did not connect to that content to pull that ad, you could not serve it up, but that has to be on the server side. So unless you, and I honestly think if AdBlock becomes a bigger problem and continues to proliferate, that all sites are going to start installing modules to verify that transaction. But here's the problem with that, is if they have to install those modules, that's more bandwidth, that's more CPU, that's more RAM, and you guys are going to have to pay for it. That's the thing that sucks about it, is they're going to have to start charging more for ads, and in turn that's going to you're going to start getting longer ads even, and then you're going to be forced to watch them. It sucks, but that's how it works, right? Everything's a reaction.
But that's why I'm going the opposite direction. I'm not wanting to say, I want to run more ads. I want to...
You're getting out of the fight.
I'm getting out of the fight.
Yeah.
Jerry, honestly, I'm getting out of the fight. I'm saying I'm not going to fight it anymore. I'm not going to give my content away for free to people who just don't care whether I live or die. I'm going to give the content that people value to the people who value that content.
Chris, I just want to go on record saying that I do care if you live.
Thank you. But what about dying?
I'm still on the fence.
Okay.
I'll get some more pizza. Entertain the troops! I need calories!
What kind of battery case do you recommend for an iPhone 5? Does it protect the phone? Thanks. I'm currently using a... What the F am I using?
Mophie Juice Pack?
Yeah, thank you. No, Space Pack.
Oh, Space Pack?
Yeah.
I used the Mophie Juice Pack. Mine failed on me. I sent it back and got a second one that failed again, so I don't know about quality control on that one.
The Space Packs worked pretty well. In fact, thank you for reminding me. I'm going to go ahead and recharge her now. I've gone with this pack, and I've had it. Let me put it to you this way. I unboxed an alternative.
Slow down.
I unboxed an alternative on Friday's TLDR. No. Was it Fridays? Was it Thursday? I unboxed something at some point this Thursday. Wednesday? Shit, I don't know. I put it on there, used it for a day. I'm like, there were certain things that I just didn't like about the design. I didn't like that I couldn't do one thing or another. I just didn't like how it felt. I didn't like how it worked. And so I put the Mophie Space Pack back on. What do you have?
I have.
You just look like a Mophie.
No, this is an Unu, which is a brand I've never even heard of. I actually picked it up for, it's a battery case, but it's also a wireless charger.
Yeah, but I'm not a fan of the Qi thing.
Oh, it's not a Qi. This is a different standard. It actually makes physical contact with two metal plates when I set it down. It's got these two little metal spikes, and you set it on the plate, so it makes full contact and does a full 2 amp charge. So it's basically the equivalent of just hooking a cable to it. The Qi chargers do take a long time. That's the problem with the Qi chargers. They take like 6 hours to charge.
The Qi charger, you have to have dead on balls accurate. Like, you cannot be off by 1 millimeter, otherwise you're in an alternative universe. And then everything gets all fucked up.
But I like this because usually when I'm laying in my bed or something like that, I have my kids sleeping on me, or I'm doing something or I have to reach over, and I don't use both hands to plug in cables and stuff. So I like just being able to just set my phone down, it's charged, and I pick it up, I use it, I set it back down. It's a one-hand operation. And then when my battery starts getting low, I just push this button on the back, and now I'm charging.
Yeah,
and it shows me my charge level.
That's what I'm doing right now.
So the best part about it is I think this thing was only like... Actually, no, it was pretty expensive. I think it was almost $100 for this one. It's kind of an expensive case, but that's because it also comes with the wireless charging pad. It's funny they call it wireless because that makes contact.
I'm not sure about the wireless thing yet. I think it's a great idea, but I'm going to give it a few years. I think wireless electricity is coming down the pike.
It already is. They already proved it.
Witricity. No, they have. Yeah. They have. It's a company that's out of the East Coast. Amazing. So I think Chris Miller or one of the patrons ended up sending me this link. It was like an article.
Wickedly inefficient, though.
Inefficient, but some wireless electricity.
But literally, they proved that if you have an array that can catch and convert radio waves into electricity, which is proven, it's very low. It's a very small amount of electricity, enough to maybe light a low voltage LED.
They did it with the TV. They were able to power a TV.
What?
HDTV. Yeah.
No.
Hand to God.
With nobody getting cancer?
Well, I can't.
But anyways,
I don't work there.
How cool would that be in the future, though, if you just walk, if you were like downtown walking through buildings, your phone and all your stuff is just charging in your pocket? That would be awesome.
I'll go a step further. If you're walking through, you don't even have to worry about battery. I think batteries will cease to exist at some point.
You think everything will be just remotely powered? You still need a local power source for when there's spikes and you lose contact.
But nothing like what we have right now. I honestly,
I see what you're saying. You don't need a large capacity battery anymore because you just need enough to barely get you by while you're jumping from grid to grid.
I think it'll be minimal. That
would make phones smaller because what's the largest component in a phone?
Battery.
The battery, easily. What's up next? And guys, please go retweet this link out. We want to get some more viewers in here. We're trying to build this thing up and get it going, get some energy. So if you like the stream, which I'm assuming you guys do, I mean, we've got 318 likes. I think that's awesome for 372 viewers.
Hang on. What? We got 372 people who are spending their time with us, but only 318 of them decided to like the video.
You guys don't like it?
You don't like it? So we'll just stop. No, we'll just stop. That's it. They don't like it, and we're good. We hit an hour, and I think we're good.
I'm sad, Panda, though.
I'm not. I'm
sad. Can you guys push the like button? It helps us.
Don't do it. Don't do it, because that'll only make Jerry happy.
Like button.
You don't want to see Jerry when he's happy.
Oh, but seriously, we love doing this for you guys. This is a really fun live stream. I like doing this. What am I bet? What is this, like 3 or 4? How many times have we done this?
4.
4 times?
4.
I keep coming back. I mean, dude, it's beer and it's pizza.
Usually.
And it's Chris. It's fun. This is just fun. I love this stream.
But there's no Diana. Chris, have you thought about taking advantage of that triple monitor setup you have and making a gaming PC? I have not.
You should.
Now we have Wicket and Pixie here. Hey, Pops. Hey, guys. You want to say hello to everybody?
Oh, hey, Chris. I just got a SMS from Jay. Jay's 2 cents said, I'm watching. He said, why does Chris have a porn pedo stash?
Why does he know that this would be something related to that?
That's a good question. He said he's watching right now. So, Jay.
Oh, you know why?
What?
Because I used to watch his mom, and I'm like, I kind of respected that. And I'm like, I want my face to look like his mom's face one day.
Ouch.
What? Hey, you don't
stop watching the stream, Jay. Stop watching the stream.
You don't slap me and expect not to get slapped back, and of course your mom's gonna get involved.
I just said he burned you.
Oh, you'll find out in a second.
Oh my God, it is a porn stash. I'm gonna give you. It's totally.
Hey, I'm just happy I can grow.
Like, it's a good thing you grew this right here, because without this,
patch, yeah.
Without that soul patch saves it. Without that soul patch, I mean, free candy van all day long.
Yeah, that was actually my idea for a website called
freecandyvan.com.
No, it wasn't.
If I go to register.com, is that going to be registered to Chris Pirillo?
Yes. No,
okay.
It won't. Don't register that, please. Did you just spit on yourself?
Yeah, I did.
I watched it happen.
Yeah, there was like a little piece of cheese or something came out of my teeth and stuck on me. It
happened. Mitchell Van der
No, let me try this one. Mitchell Van der Merwee.
Do you think that Apple will be beaten by another name in OS functionality, popularity, and size?
Yeah, they already did on all counts. Okay, next.
I think we kind of belabored that point earlier. So
we beat that one to death. Let's just agree that if you like Apple, you like Apple. If you like Microsoft, you like Microsoft. If you like Android, you like Android. If you like BlackBerry, you like BlackBerry.
I don't think anybody's close to what Apple's doing right now, but that's me. Jenny Propus asks, might sound like a stupid question to some, just curious. You have a bunch of smartphones in the box next to your desk. I was wondering, do you have to have a phone account to use them, meaning for just their computer?
Yeah, you're just using them as like a PDA, or
honestly, I don't have a lot of the service that I use would be Wi-Fi, so I don't have them connected to any other service.
You could put your SIM in most of them though, and just use
but
regular SIM. It'd be a pain in the ass. But
I don't want to deal. If it's a pain in the ass, I don't want to deal with it. Chris Eldridge asks, the only thing I would ask, would it be possible? Oh, the shout out. Okay, we've already made it to the shout out. Okay, we've gone through all the comments.
Wow,
Let me hit refresh though, because there may have been new people. God bless. There may have been new people to sign up for Patreon for my campaign. So I'm gonna refresh. We got 3 new patrons potentially. I don't know during this broadcast, but
Jay said if you like his mom, then you have bigger problems than he thought.
That was a good comeback. That was a good comeback to the comeback.
And he took back my surprise. He had a surprise for me. Now he took it back. Jay, why? What did I do? I didn't even do anything. I just relayed the message.
Yes, he did. He did everything.
All I did is relay the message. Why do all my friends got to play me against each other? Can't we all just get along? No. Can't we all just have a hug it out?
No.
I just want to be friends with people. I don't want enemies. No more enemies. No more enemies. Just want friends.
Pixie's like, I'll be your friend. No, you want food.
It's like Mr. Rogers. Hey, hello, friends.
Brent Serdiak said, all retweeted. Thank you.
Good man.
Ryan Collins asked, Chris, where's the bacon? Actually, on the pizza, on the meat pizza, there's bacon on there. I don't know if you knew that. I got bacon on the pizza.
Dude, I got a big old chunk of bacon.
Yeah. Chris and Jerry, what are your opinions on net neutrality? Asks Corey Moore.
It sucks. I hate it. It's stupid.
No, you like net neutrality actually.
Oh wait, no, that's right. No, I like the one where they don't get to nickel and dime the shit out of everybody.
Well, it's not just that. Bandwidth. It's just I think access should be equal across the board.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, okay, that's the net. Okay,
you are a supporter of net neutrality.
Thank
neutral.
you. Thank
You're
you.
neutral.
I
know what you were saying.
Okay.
I feel you.
Because who would be on the other side of that argument? Like
people who control bandwidth.
No, it just pisses me off. I don't want to buy Netflix and then have to pay my ISP more so that I can use Netflix. No, but and then pay my ISP's ISP more to use Netflix. Then pay my ISP's ISP's ISPs
that's
more.
That's the level. They're going to pass those allegedly pass the charges along to the consumer, but it's at the deeper level where certain companies could charge more for a higher quality of service. Effectively, I think it's
still bullshit. Still bullshit.
I'm not a fan of it. On one side, I'm not a fan of it. On the other side, I understand what the businesses are trying to accomplish with it. They're trying to drive profit, but what that just tells me is that there's not enough competition in the marketplace. And right now with the internet, is there competition with the internet? No, and I don't mean get DSL or cable. I mean there is an internet too. By the way, there's
the backbone.
Internet. I'm saying there's only one backbone. There's only one internet. There's no competition to that one internet. And the moment that we can have a mesh network where we don't rely on the internet, I think it becomes true competition. And we don't have competition yet.
But the thing is, that backbone of the internet is controlled by a bunch of independent companies and decisions to keep it free and keep it open. It's not, the infrastructure isn't 100% owned worldwide by one company. They just all agree to freely exchange data between the networks. But net neutrality is going to start screwing that up.
And that's what I'm saying. There's no competition that would make net neutrality a non-issue. I mean, the moment I could, it's competition. I mean, without competition, you have, I'm sorry, I hate to do this, IE6. You have something that just, that's just one example of thousands.
Well, I'm actually required to roll my eyes.
Is that your contract?
Yeah.
You have something that stagnates. I mean, the market stagnates. There's no reason to improve. There's no reason. And to me, that's exactly, I'm not going to use the big M word, monopoly, other than, saying what the M word was there. But I think it's very, very important for the marketplace, as the big M word, to increase competition such that it's just not an issue. And when competition exists, everybody benefits. Not just the consumers, the producers, everybody benefits. Because even the people who are doing the products, because they make better products, so even they benefit. Everybody benefits from competition.
Agreed.
Everybody. Other than, and I'll throw this caveat in there, other than people who can't keep up.
And China. Because they can do everything cheaper.
Not everything.
Absolutely everything cheaper.
Really?
Yeah, they can even clone people cheaper.
You know how cheap I do these videos for?
How much?
$1 a minute.
China could do it for 20 cents.
Damn it.
There's just no beating them, guys.
They can't beat me, though.
They're juggernauts.
Economy's beyond the U.S. I don't want to get into the whole economic situation. We're a global economy, and unfortunately, without any kind of healthy competition where it really matters, everybody loses. Everybody.
So should we just go kick Netflix ass for start? I mean, the net neutrality thing wouldn't exist if they weren't using 95% of the bandwidth to send videos.
But you know what that tells me is that customers want what Netflix has.
Obviously,
that's what it tells me. So give customers what they want. I mean, when I looked at here's case in point. I went to watch. I was like, I want to watch Star Wars tonight. This was last night. Okay. And so I was like, can I get it digitally yet? Is that available? Not yet. You can't get Star Wars legally digitally. And I'm like, okay, I guess I could pop in a disc. And I'm like, it's just so much easier to go tap, click. I just want things to be convenient. I'm willing to pay for it. If it was, you could watch Star Wars anytime for $1 a month, $5 a month, whatever it was. If they gave me the opportunity, I would take advantage of it.
You know what the thing I don't get about piracy right now? It's like, I understand, okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate on both sides here. And that is, I understand why some people pirate. If I honestly do. If you have no money, no resources, you're screwed, you're out there. I'm not condoning, I'm just saying I understand why it happens. But at the same time, it seems like it takes a hell of a lot of effort to go find something, download it, make sure it doesn't have viruses, make sure it's good quality, make sure it doesn't have subtitles and shit on it, make sure it has the right language. All that is a huge amount of effort than paying like $1.99 to just rent it and watch it once every 6 months.
Well, but if it's $1.99, if it's reasonable for what you're getting. I'm willing to pay.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the whole, like, renting a video. I mean, if you want to buy it even, right? Let's say you got to buy it and it's like $20, $30. I mean, I don't even know what a movie really goes for because I just rent the damn things. But, you know, it seems like it's so much effort that you're getting. If you take a step back, most of the time you're actually spending more energy and in turn more money and time than had you just went ahead and just clicked the one button and got it.
And frustration. Yep. I mean, what's your time worth? And if you answer
that's what it comes down to,
minimum wage, like if you waste an hour, what was that hour of time worth to you? If you waste an hour on something that could cost you, honestly, this is what it boils down to. Movie costs you $5 to rent. Let's just say rent $5. I think that's reasonable. It's average. You know, $5, $7. And it takes you 2 hours to get that movie. You've effectively said that your time per hour is worth $2.50. That's what you just told me. Versus an hour of that time you could have been spending watching that movie after paying that money. So if your time is worth, well, in Seattle now, $15 an hour, then anything that you do that undercuts that is, to me, you're just not thinking about it from in terms of economics. Everybody you got to place a value on something, but you also have to be very respectful of your own time. And I think, Jerry, you're right. I think you're right. I think it's the biggest misnomer out there. I'm like, spend the $5, just get it done.
Yeah, it's like the only people I could see like really doing it would be the people that had zero ability or access to it. Anyway, for whatever reason, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just I don't understand it. It's more effort overall. You know, if your time isn't worth anything, then I guess.
But I think that's the problem.
Free, but it isn't.
I think the people who are cheating the system, their time's not worth anything. I mean,
at least to them, it isn't. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
But not just that, not just to them. But if they don't think their time's valuable, nobody else's time is valuable. And those are the people you do not want around you. Those aren't your true supporters. I'm sorry. I believe this. Like, I'm a true supporter. For the things that I love and the things I believe in, I am a true supporter. I mean, if someone, you know, a band that I like, they release something, like, I'm a supporter. I'm in. What?
Oh, I'm just laughing because Jade just made a tribute video to my 100,000 subscribers, and I just retweeted it, and I'm going to watch it after the stream. I have a feeling it's going to be really, really funny.
Oh, I thought you said really bad.
No, it'll be really bad and offensive probably, but it'll be really funny. I guarantee it.
All right. So Christopher McAuliffe asks, do you think Microsoft should make 1 or 2 flagship phones with all the specs? I don't know what that means. Maybe with 1 big screen and 1 smaller screen. I don't like how it works now with the icon on blah, 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 blah. I want a phone with a big 41 megapixel camera, PurView technology, and all the juicy on the top of the line specs in a 5-inch or so device. What do you think? Sure.
I mean, it could happen.
You can spec something to the gills, it's still not going to sell. Specs do not sell products.
I mean, honestly, the reason why it doesn't exist is obviously there's not enough customer demand for that. Like, either you want a small phone with a huge camera or you want a large phone and you don't really care about the camera.
People don't care about specs. The average consumer cares shit about specs. They just don't care. They want to know what they can do. They want to know how far it can get them. Let me put it this way. Dad asked my dad, he goes, you know, I'm looking at a new computer. Should I get one with 2 gigs of RAM or 4 gigs of RAM? Or no, sorry, 3 or 4 gigs of RAM. I said, 3 gigs will be fine. He doesn't do any fancy video editing. He doesn't do anything that's going to require like massive 64-bit processing.
Hey, I've got 32 gigs of RAM and I use it every day, Chris.
Okay, I know you do. He's not a gamer. He's not someone who needs all that hardware. I'm like, he just wants to know that he can get stuff done. I said, what are you going to do, Dad? Excel spreadsheets. You'll be fine with 3 gigs of RAM. Don't spend, specs is, I think it's the wrong race. I think it's absolutely the wrong race. I don't think specs should be undervalued. I think there's value to them. But what good's a 41 megapixel camera on a phone if I want to do more than just take pictures?
It would be awesome to have a phone that had every single maxed out feature.
Don't get me wrong.
But it's kind of hard to put everything into one phone and not have it be like this big.
No, well, not just hardware, but the software.
Can you hear me now?
The software.
Can you hear me now, Chris?
The software, the service, the experience. Experience is the number 1 spec. It's the only spec as far as I know.
This is what your icon's going to look like when you have a 41 megapixel camera. It'll be like, can you hear me now? Hey, Chris, can you hear me now? Yeah, no, it doesn't work. It really doesn't work. Here, I feel like I need to hold this again and cover up the LockerGnome. There we go.
3 a.m. in Brighton, England, having an awesome time, says Oscar Franzi Fawcett.
Dude, he's got a badass last name. Mm-hmm. Franzi. I am Franzi. All right, so who else we got?
And Christopher McAuliffe apparently he's got a Windows phone.
Does he say it's awesome and he loves it?
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. What bothers him most is the lack of large name apps and the lack of new games and apps. This is what I'm saying. It comes to experience, man. You can't.
This is a time game, though. It's a time game because in order to get people to create apps for your platform, you have to have a huge app ecosystem to draw them there. And in order to get that huge app ecosystem, you need people to develop apps.
Oh, no.
It takes time.
You need people to want to use the platform so that developers see that the users are there. There are more Android platform users in the world than iOS. Yet iOS is top of mind for one reason. It's the same reason why I pay attention to patrons. The patrons decide that, oh, Chris, you are worth $2 a month, $5, $25, whatever it is. They decide I'm worth that. They're willing to go that extra mile versus the 100,000, 200,000, whatever.
Yep.
We just don't care where they're living.
Hey, did you guys know I'm a patron? I actually give this guy like a Starbucks coffee every month.
I'm putting it in terms where
I'm taking it away next month, though.
If you're a developer and you generate revenue based on the sales of your apps or the users of your apps,
yes,
you want to go after an audience who is A, going to want to use your app, and B, willing to spend money.
Yes.
You can't sell a product to someone who's not willing to spend money. And racing to the bottom of the barrel is not the right way to go. And I think that's exactly what Android did. I think that's exactly what Google did.
Yeah,
to the bottom. It's a race to the bottom.
You know what the bigger the bigger problem with having a small marketplace is? Having a huge marketplace full of shit.
Oh my God.
That's where Android completely went wrong, in my opinion.
Well, don't get me wrong. I think Windows, any platform that brags about apps, I can look at them and go, I wouldn't use 99% of this crap.
And let's be honest. I downloaded some shitty apps on iOS.
That's what I'm saying.
Some mega shitball apps.
Any platform.
Yes.
That has an app store is going to have crap. And so when you start, don't brag to me about, oh great, you got 100,000 apps. I don't want to use any of them. I don't care how many apps you have. I want to care about how many apps that I want to use.
Don't you remember the I'm Rich app on iOS?
Yeah,
$999. And all the app was is somebody took the demo app that was in the SDK and replaced one image in with a diamond. And it wasn't even like it was like a clip art that he just stole off of some search engine. He charged $999, and it was like I think 6 people bought it before they finally caught on and pulled it from the marketplace because accidental sales from clicking the button. You know, that's another interesting metric that people don't consider is you can accidentally buy an app. And there's people fishing for that, and Apple allowed that stuff in the marketplace. But that's how they learn, right? It's that progressive model of you make the mistake, you learn from it. You make the mistake, you learn from
it.
And theoretically, at the end, after you've hit every mistake, then you've got utopia at the end. Unfortunately, it's kind of a dynamic system. It's always being changed and upgraded, so you never actually hit that end. You just keep finding more and more mistakes.
Oh, sorry,
I missed What are you doing, Chris?
I'm looking for where the F did I put
Chris, learn to click, bro.
God damn it.
There it is. What is that?
Is this it? I meant it. There we go. I'm trying to hit refresh on this.
So somebody said at 1,000 likes tonight, you're doing the truffle shuffle?
No, we're not even close to 1,000 likes.
Yeah, we're not even going to get
that. We haven't necessarily been making that. Chris, you were talking too fast and I didn't understand your answer to my question. Please slow down. Damn it!
Oh, I told him to slow down, Jenny. I told him to slow down.
That was 10 minutes ago. I'm sorry. I'm trying.
All right, let's see here.
I generally, I've always talked fast. I've always talked loud. And I don't mean to do that. I really don't. It just happens.
I just think it's funny they're giving you crap because I'm the one that talks like the Micro Machine Man 24/7. Let's see. Stanley, Gurrier says, "Hey, Chris and Barnacules, do you have cable? And if not, do you miss it at all?"
I have cable.
I have cable too.
I
also have Seaton cable card tuner with a cable card in it, and basically I can record 4 shows at a time over it to my Media Center PC, running Windows 7 Media Center. Yeah, that's right. Suck it, Chris.
Okay, Jesus asked. I'm not gonna suck anything. No, that's what I said. That's not what Jesus asked.
Oh, okay. I was like, Jesus, what are you doing, buddy?
Jenny, hang on. Wait, I want to go back to Jenny. Jenny says I was talking too fast and didn't understand the answer to the question.
Okay.
Ask the question again. I will do my best to keep it at a pace where you can understand.
Yep.
Talking about the piracy, Jesus says, what if it's not digitally or disc available at the time, only in theaters, and you don't want to go to the theater? What do you do? And to wait for a DVD to come out, sometimes it takes forever. I don't mind spending money, but it also takes so long for the product to go digital. You know, Jesus, I'm with you. I mean, I honestly have not seen Captain America yet. I want to see the new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man 2. It's out this weekend. I don't want to spend the $30. I don't even want to have. I just don't want to go. I'd rather watch it at home. But unfortunately, that's not how the movie industry wants to play. And I think they can make a hell of a lot more money if Honestly, I really believe this. The day it's released, I think it should be released everywhere.
You know what I don't understand, though?
Everywhere.
They
make so much more. Jerry, they would make so much more money.
But they already do it. They just don't do it in the right markets. Like, I go to Great Wolf Lodge. You know the Great Wolf Lodge place, right? Okay, it's basically an indoor water park that's over in, like, I think Chehalis, Washington or something. They're all over Washington. They're all over the United States. One in Washington. Anyways, I digress. I take the family there because it's a kid-friendly place. But they have a device in the room where you can buy movies and watch movies that are still in theaters. Brand new movies that are in theaters. It's like $15.99 and you can watch it right in your room. And it's got a digital forensic thing on the screen so you can't record it because it's coded to your room. So if that video ever got re-encoded and released, they could come right back and say, oh, this was from room number blah, blah, blah at this time. Why don't they do that for homes? Why can't I just pay? I'd pay $15 to sit in my room in my bed with a 500-watt surround sound system and my 90-inch screen and my HD TV projector. I would way rather watch the movie in my room than to have to go to a smelly theater with a sticky floor that's hopefully popcorn and soda, I hope, and watch the movie.
I don't disagree. I think they can make a lot more money if they...
But as far as pirating it, the problem with that is if everybody did that same exact thing, there would not be another movie and then all the theaters would close down. I mean, I know that's an extreme case, but let's say if everybody did do that and everybody felt that exact same way and it became available before it could go out to everybody, then everybody would watch it. And then when it finally came out and people could go buy it, nobody'd buy it because they already watched it a whole bunch and they already burned it out and the franchise goes under.
I honestly think inevitably, okay, it's like... okay, new album, but you have to go to a record store to get it. I'm like, what? It's a new album. Why can't I listen to it how I'm listening to it? And I think the movie industry will eventually go that path, and I think they'll make a hell of a lot more money than they have been, and wishing they would have done it earlier. I mean, here, let me put it to you this way. HBO and other entities who have content, Netflix, for example. No, Netflix? No, it is HBO. Mm-hmm. They look at the piracy rates for Game of Thrones or House of Cards, and that tells them, they look at that data. I don't know if you knew this. This is so insanely smart. They look at the data of piracy, and they see what's the country that's pirating. God, now I spit on my own goddamn arm. What's the country that's pirating our content the most? This content. And that's the country they look at going and expanding into next.
Yep.
Because they're not trying to capture pirates. They're trying to capture the data. Because those pirates... or whatever word you want to use, I don't give a shit. If you're taking it, you're taking it. You're circumventing a system, and I don't think it's the right thing to do. So if you want it, you got to go. You have to go through you have to go through the channels, through the right channels. And but if you don't, you're running the risk of either losing the content that you find valuable, getting in trouble, a million possible things that maybe you're willing to risk. I'm not willing to risk. I will wait. I'll wait for Captain America to come out. But I wish I could get it the first night. And I think eventually it'll get there. If the movie industry and all these companies were working a lot like Netflix and looking at the data and seeing who's pirating, where they're pirating. Not everyone is. But by doing that, they're actually increasing the intelligence, because if people are willing to pirate it, they're saying there's value to the content. Are they also willing to pay for it? And I would go as far as to say that I believe that the people who pirate are willing to pay for it. Yeah. It's just they want to pay for it on their own terms, and the industry is not yet to catch up.
A high percentage,
very high percentage. But a high I think. Well, look at Spotify.
Because it comes down to convenience.
Exactly. Yeah. Look at Spotify, right? Mm-hmm. But I have always, go all the way back to the first music subscription services. Always been a fan of music subscriptions. Always. Mm-hmm. Spotify comes out. I don't know anybody quote-unquote pirates MP3s anymore, do you?
Yeah, or Pandora. No, because you got Pandora, you got Spotify, you got all these services where you just got unlimited free music.
You don't need to, and it only costs you a couple bucks a month. So it's an issue of waiting for the industry to catch up with our lifestyles. I don't think piracy is going to wake them up. It's just going to make it even... Honestly, I think piracy is going to make it even worse. If we stop watching, that is what's going to hurt them. Right. If we stop watching, if we stop buying, if we stop paying attention, that will hurt them more than anything.
Yeah. Well, not
piracy.
My biggest scenario here is, okay, so if I'm sitting at my media center PC and I want to watch a movie, I would rather go click one button and pay $5 or whatever and watch my 2.5-hour movie uninterrupted with the right quality, the right sound as it was intended to be viewed, than to go upstairs, go find a BitTorrent tracker or Usenet server or one of these back-end network things, download the stuff, uncompress it, reattach it, check it for viruses, put it on a share, try to stream it without it getting all screwed up, make sure I have the right fucking video codecs and stuff to play it. Way too much work. My time involved to do that is tenfold. Now, granted, it depends on who you are and how you value your time.
But someone who knows how to do it.
It just seems like that, yeah. But that's why I agree with movie houses should just make... You can go to the theater and watch it, or you can pay a little bit of a premium or whatever and watch it at home. And it's not the thing. And I'm not going to copy it off my TV. They're already stealing it in China and shit, so why are you worried about me copying it?
That's the thing. Okay, I go to the theater and I may pay... What, $15? What is the ticket price now?
It's like $7-8 a ticket, I think, is the go. Well, it depends on what
that's
theater
low.
you're going to. Over here, it's like $12.
Yeah, it seems low. Like $12. I'm like, okay, well, times 2 plus my wife wants popcorn, so that's a $30. And then I got this,
like
and then pop,
$850,
and then suddenly it's a $50 ticket. I'm like, fuck that. I'm like, you know what? If you give me the same option, I will pay a premium for watching the movie the first day. Honestly, I could buy the DVD, $20 or whatever the hell it is, $15-$20. I could wait for the DVD. Or if they said, okay, you can watch it first night of release for the same amount of money, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Because it's convenience. And when you capture someone in their attention, when it's hot, it's a big deal. So many movies I've wanted to see, like, oh, yeah, that looks like a great movie. And I just kind of, it fizzles. That attention fizzles at the end of the day. Like, you know what? Do I really want to even waste $1 on this now? Reviews were okay. I don't know if I want to do this. You got to strike when the iron's hot. And I totally, honestly, in my heart of hearts, believe that eventually that industry is going to come around. It will come around to allowing us to maybe pay a premium. I would pay more to watch the movie at home. And even though I
would too.
I can't say that my system's probably not as kick-ass as yours.
It's not, Chris.
But I know it would be. I'm just not a home theater geek. No. So it would be easier for me, less stressful, less expensive than the aggregate of taking someone out to a movie theater and paying exorbitant rates for things that they want. I don't think that it's justified. I think if anybody's worried, it's the movie theaters.
Yeah, exactly.
And there are certain things that okay, let me put it this way, Jerry. Star Wars is released the first day. Would I pay? Hang on, Jerry.
Okay.
Would I pay twice as much to watch it at home, or the quote unquote regular amount to watch it in the theater? I would pay twice as much to watch it at home for one reason and one reason alone.
What's that?
Star Wars. Everybody and their goddamn grandmother is going to be fucking waiting in line. I'm not going to be able to see the fucking movie.
No, I agree. For watching just about any movie on launch day, I would way rather just stay home and beat all that drama.
And pay more money.
Yep.
I'm just telling you, right? Movie industry, you want to make more money from me? Charge me more to watch it at home on launch day. You saw something here.
No, I was just looking at just, what is it? Saris Gabbery said we haven't been watching content, and he or she said, I'm a patron, and they haven't answered mine.
Yeah, we have.
Sarah? Did we answer Sarah's?
You're saying patron.
Yeah, I'm a patron. They haven't read mine.
Sarah, where's yours?
Yeah, I didn't see it in the list.
Count. Oh, fuck. Let me hit refresh.
Hold on. We're trying to figure it out.
Dude,
here. We got to refresh some stuff here.
No,
we are watching the comments. We're just kind of like following these topics also.
Wait, Sarah. I don't see, unless it was like the most. Oh, fuck me.
Careful, Curious. Then somebody up there was saying that piracy isn't as hard.
Oh,
there's
Sarah.
There's Sarah.
Is a smaller phone? She just asked us. She may have asked it before. Is a smaller phone necessarily a better phone? No. Just depends on what you want.
No, I have a Lumia 1520 that's like the size of a small like U.S. field radio, and I love it. I like having a big screen. I'm a big boy. I like to have a big screen. You know what I'm saying?
Depends on what you want.
Yep.
Marcus, who we met earlier, says Jerry, Lauren wants. She wants to crawl into your bed and watch movies. How's that for a comment to make your wife jealous?
That'll work. Honey, if you're watching this, apparently, who's it, Lauren?
Lauren. You met her today.
Yeah. Oh, I remember. Trust me, I remember Lauren. So apparently Lauren...
She's going to do my makeup.
Yeah, she's gonna put abs on me. She said she's
really?
She said she's gonna airbrush abs, man.
She is skilled.
Yeah, I'll give you some abs, boys.
We're going to do something, I asked her, I said, well, maybe we can do like a geeky makeup thing. So I think she's going to paint me up as Darth Maul or something first, or like a Stormtrooper or something like Star Warsy or action comic-y, like, you know.
Yeah.
And then I'll do the video. We'll do the video on that, and then I'll do a TLDR in paint.
That would be cool.
Face. I think it'd be cool because I'll be sitting there geeking out like I don't even know what's on my face and like talking about blah 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 blah, blah and you'll be seeing Darth Maul. You just imagine this, like Darth Maul complaining about.
You have to keep the mustache though.
No, that's gonna
do the mustache while you're doing. Be like, I'm Darth Maul, 70s porn star Darth Maul.
Dude, what is this 70s porn star? What is your fascination with this, you guys?
Every time I see that mustache, all I can think is Ron Jeremy in his prime.
Sorry, I don't.
You know exactly who Ron Jeremy is.
I don't know.
Chris. You know. There's not many things I'll call you a liar about, you son of a bitch, but you are lying. You know. Everybody knows who Ron Jeremy is. Everybody.
Just because you talk about the hedgehog doesn't mean that I'm going to
The
understand.
hedgehog, you hear this? You hear this? The hedgehog even knows his like stage name. Oh my god.
Colin Black
next.
asked, did you guys answer my Linux question? I don't know if you guys like Linux, but if you do, what Linux distros do you guys prefer?
No, Linux for poor people. Next.
I don't care. No, I mean, I care about the question and I care about the person asking the question. I just don't, every Linux distro is different, optimized for different things. I like Linux for what it has done on the server level. But in terms of on the desktop, I don't.
I've never found it to be. Yeah.
Like, well, I look at it, well, that's kind of neat. Oh, Ubuntu. Oh, that's kind of cool. But
SUSE.
I'm like, yeah,
Debian.
Any
Slackware, Red Hat. There's too many of
classics. Them. Yeah, I mean it's interesting, but I definitely do not have a favorite. I'll
be honest. I have a Red Hat VM laying around that I fart around with every once in a while, but it's not for prime time.
Liz says the biggest problem with my iPhone is that it shuts down in Canadian winter. It does? What?
That's a feature, actually.
That sucks, dude.
No, it shuts down to honor maple syrup season.
Oh, yes.
That's what I've heard.
Matthew Almany says, Jerry, congrats on 100,000 subscribers.
Woo!
Now all we have to do is work on me. I'm still
Chris, shut up. You've been to like 100,000 on like 2 of your 3 channels.
Yeah, no, 2 or 3. I only have 2.
Chris, you shut your dirty whore mouth.
Shut up! Shut your dirty whore mouth, dude. My channel. Let me see how much I'm at. How many I'm at? 17,000.
Ooh, 17,000.
Dude, I've been stuck at 17,000 for a day now.
It's because nobody likes you, Chris. Nobody likes you.
No, I'm sorry. 17,376. Let me hit refresh and watch it drop.
All right, here we
watch
go.
It drop. Watch it drop.
376. Come on, baby. Come on, big money, no whammies. No whammies,
big money.
Big money.
Stop! Wah, wah. Did you ever remember? Did you watch that show?
No, I watched that. Watch that. What was it called?
Deal.
Deal.
Oh God, what the fuck was it called? Deal.
It was something
Spin. Press my luck.
Press my luck. Yeah.
Yeah. Press
no
your
whammies,
luck.
no whammies.
Stop. Wah, wah.
Dude, you refreshed it. It's the same number.
Yeah. Well, same thing as yours, like the 999,999.
Yeah, it just gets stuck sometimes. That's how databases work. They have to go through and re-index it, and then the cube has to pick it up and everything. Yeah, it's. All right, where are we at?
Screen protector. Patrick Powers asks, Chris and Jerry, screen protector for iPhone 5 Pro or Con. Currently have a Moshi eye visor, but I feel I'm missing out on screen clarity.
Can you even scratch the screen on these things?
It's hard. It's so difficult.
I drop the shit on pavement all the time.
Okay, I will be honest with you. I have not had a screen protector for 2 generations of iPhones. I think the 4S was the last screen protector I used, and I had a matte screen protector, which I loved, and then I just realized, you know what? I'm losing so much value. I mean, granted, it's kind of smudgy right now, but as soon as I turn on the screen, I don't even notice half that shit.
Honestly, I don't use it.
Can you hand me a couple of my things over there?
Oh, these things here? Yeah. Would you like some of your things, Chris?
Hand me my thing.
Here you go, Chris. Here's some of your things,
Thank
Chris.
You. So I have an OWC, Otherworld Computing enclosure, an external enclosure for an SSD.
Solid state drive, bitches. Woo!
I am hoping that the SSD that I'm going to be getting from another company is going to work out very well, but hard drives are for poor people.
They are for poor people.
I am not a fan of hard drives.
If you put your ear up to your hard drive and you hear tick, 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 that, nope, poor people.
Now, SSDs can suck just as much, but this is the SSD. Very lightweight, but there's no SSD in it. But still, slim. The SSD is the future, man. It is. For now. And then it's going to be light and all that stuff. So the reason why I'm going and talking about that is because they also sent this New Guard KXS Impact Absorbing.
Oh my god, it absorbs impact?
No. It exorbs. Impact exorbing.
Oh, that's how they're getting around the legal liabilities.
Yeah.
I see, okay.
Exorbs. Layer 1 protection, Layer 2 absorption, Layer 3 adhesion. So, I have no problem with screen protectors. I really genuinely do not. I have not tried this one.
I don't like the way they feel with my fingers. They always feel like they drag on your fingers.
But see, then I've never had a screen protector like that. I've never had a problem with a screen protector doing something like that. I think the problem that I had was clarity of the screen text, and especially if you're talking about a super highly dense screen like a Retina display or quality of that caliber. I think that you're taking away from your experience, sacrificing what? Fingerprints or smudges. It's okay. This one allegedly, it absorbs stuff, and I think it's fine. I have no issue with that. But I went pure, and that was 2 generations ago, and I've not. I mean,
I like it raw naked.
I'll do this. Naked. I'll clean off the fingerprints and smudges.
I use my belly. I just
go. It's good. Honestly, look. I mean, could you tell? No, not at all. So, I'm not a screen protector guy as of a couple years ago. I don't think that's going to change because the technology is only getting better.
And why would you want to protect it anyways? When it breaks, you get a better newer one. So I'm just saying.
You're protecting yourself from scratches, but ultimately, are those scratches going to matter when you turn on your phone? And the answer is 9 times out of 10, no.
Yeah.
Unless, like I said, this one absorbs.
It absorbs, though. That's different.
I don't know what that means, really.
I think that it picks up the rays of the sun and converts them into battery.
It says impact, damage, and scratches, and they've got a hammer.
Oh, so with that, you can actually hit it with a hammer and it won't break.
Why the fuck would you want to do that?
That is the dumbest. That's almost as dumb as that commercial where they're like, "Oh, if you don't like our tires, you can throw them through our window." And it shows the old lady throwing it through the window, and I guess like a couple people did it, and the court cases were dismissed.
Wow,
because they're like, "Well,
really?
you said in the commercial they could do it."
Wow,
that constitutes permission. Yeah,
That's
way to go,
awesome.
Discount Tires, dumbasses.
No,
all right,
not so much of a discount now.
No, not really.
Right. Giannis, Barnacules, I know. Hey, Giannis, your patron. I don't know if your patronage came through this month.
Uh-oh.
No, I saw that it re-upped, but I need to follow up with you on that because I don't know if it came through. Barnacules, I know since you did the coolest video preview for the router TP link. Well, in Canada, they call it a router.
Do they really?
Yes.
So it's like a boat. A boat is about. Yes, a router is a router.
A router.
I love it.
I learned that. So Giannis, he may not be from Canada, but that's a very Canadian thing to say.
Thank you.
Router TP link that combines 2-in-1 ASDL routers together. So shotgunning.
Cool. Yeah. No. Well, it's not. Sort of shotgunning. It's not bonded. So basically, each connection can only go over one line, but if you're doing 5 connections, it load balances in between them to maximize. So like things that do multiple upstreams and downstreams, it works great. But if you need one upstream and downstream, it still can only use one connection concurrently.
And Giannis is from Greece, so apparently they see routers in Greece too.
To routers!
Kalia asks, Chris Pirillo, will you be getting the iPhone 6?
Kayla?
I
think it's Kayla.
Oh, you are absolutely correct, Jerry. This is very strong beer. Someone asked what kind of beer we like. I'm a fan of Russian Imperial Stouts.
I agree.
You agree that I'm a fan of that?
Wait, is that what she asked?
No, someone else did. But I'm saying, I said I read her name wrong. You said it right.
Oh, I'm gonna be honest. I like beers that are free, and Chris gives me this old Rasputin, and I love it.
Dude, I've spoiled you. Next time you get free beer, it's gonna be Swill, and you're gonna be like,
are you gonna go get me like a 12-pack of Busch and stick it over there?
Yeah. Okay, you drink that junk over there. Or Old Mill.
No.
Turns your shit
Pabst
green.
Blue Ribbon. Go get me a 12-pack of Pabst instead of here.
No. A 12 of Natty Lights.
Oh, Grody, they still make that?
God, they do.
Ew.
Sorry, not to slam anybody out there who loves any of these beers. I'm just saying, when there's 2 types of beers in this world. A Russian Imperial Stout and everything else. That's as far as I'm concerned. So, back to Kayla. Is it Kayla?
Let's go Kayla.
Okay, yeah. Kayla asked, will you be getting the iPhone 6? This is the worst answered question in the history of answering questions that I've ever done.
You can just say yes?
I heard there are rumors that it will be curved. Well, I don't know I don't believe rumors, Kayla. I would tell you.
Apple don't curve. They don't want to curve.
They might if it's valuable, but I think curves are gimmicks. I mean, it's nice, but it's like I look at any kind of feature as like, how does this improve life? Is this really better?
I actually read that Apple just acquired the patent for
micro LCD.
Yeah.
I almost said micro LSD.
Well, that would have been awesome. Go Apple.
Holy shit! Like everyone be using their phone. Wow!
So what that tells me is iPhone 6 is most likely going to be a pair of glasses.
So yes, the answer to that question is I will be getting an iPhone 6. I've upgraded every single iPhone every year they've released one. I've also upgraded every single flagship Android device. Yep. Since the Nexus 4, when I really kind of felt that was the very first Android device that I love was the Nexus 4. Now with Google Silver, it's a new program. I don't think Google's going to be doing Nexus as far as their own stuff. They're going to be basically saying, all right, OEM, you can have an officially sanctioned Google Silver, or I guess Android Silver product. So no more Google Nexus, allegedly.
Well, they never created the Nexus in the first place. I thought it was Asus that manufactured it.
They did, but Google controlled it, and it's setting that same bar, that same level that I would appreciate. I want for Android. I mean, sometimes I like the little additions that they make. Well, that's kind of neat. That's kind of useful. Samsung's done a really good job with that. For the most part. I mean, I can't say that everybody's hit a home run every time, but I'm a fan of pure experiences. Give me a pure experience.
I hate going to the marketplace and the top description of every single app is known issues on this phone, this tablet, and this tablet. I don't want to. I just want every app to work. I just want to download it and have it work. I don't
disagree.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't disagree.
All right, so who's next?
Matthew Purcell has a question. Apparently, that guy commenting, he's a patron.
What does he say?
I don't know. But Tyler first asked, would I work for Apple? Would I work for Microsoft? I almost worked for Microsoft, and I didn't. I was actually would have been hired, but I'm being serious. What they were willing to pay, I was nowhere. I was already generating more revenue on my own, so it didn't make sense for me.
Yeah,
to take
Chris, he
make a pay
lives
cut.
in a palace. Like I think what is this 8-story house that you live in?
Oh my god!
I actually had to be brought here by helicopter because my car wasn't
It's not
approved
like
to get through the
that.
gates.
It's not like that at all. I have a gas leak on my furnace.
He does. We're probably going to die from that. Actually, I'm pretty sure the fumes are probably doing more damage than the beer.
We got about 15 minutes and we're at 2 hours, and we'll probably wrap up then. So
Sounds
yes,
good.
I would I work for either company? I would. I almost worked for Microsoft. I would work if the deal was right. If it made sense, I'd do it.
Yeah, you're
Apple,
not smart enough
Microsoft.
to work for Microsoft anymore, though. I think.
I don't think I'm smart enough to work for any company, but that's just me.
You could fake it pretty good, though.
Oh,
I bet you could.
Kayla says, Barnacules, thank you for correcting Chris Pirillo on my name.
Yes.
I'm sorry, this is very good beer.
Dun, 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 dun.
Stefan said you need to try German beer. Well, I have, and apparently the German beers I tried, I was not that
Well,
impressed with.
Stefan, you need to try American beer, huh? What do you think about
Daniel
that, buddy?
Vining asks, just had a thought, have Jerry print 3D figures to go in the LockerGnome subscription box. I'm thinking about doing one of those subscription box thingies. I just don't know.
3D printing is a very, very slow and painful process.
And potentially expensive in the sense
very,
of time.
very expensive in time. So probably not.
Okay, Stanley Garrier asks, and Matthew, I'll be getting to your question next, but Stanley asked, hey Barnacules, I heard Chris's thoughts on backing Kickstarter projects. How about you? How do you feel about backing projects? And what I had said, to put a qualifier on this, it's not every Kickstarter project, but if your Kickstarter project has anything to do with hardware, software, some kind of gadgetry, I'm not going to back it.
So basically all of them.
No, I back media projects all the time. Even the Patreon campaign.
Oh, that's true. I guess I didn't
That's
think about
considered
that.
a
Okay.
media project. It's
All right.
not, I've been burned one too many times.
I'll be honest, I used to back Kickstarters like crazy, but I have yet to receive a single thing that matched what the promise was. And it's usually late, if you ever get it. So I'm very skeptical of Kickstarters, and I get some wild ones, man. I get these Kickstarters where it's like, yeah, we're going to build a spaceship that can fly to the moon for $37, and we just need to raise $4.2 billion. I'm like, no. Don't go create a video telling me that you're going to create something that's impossible to create and steal everybody's money. It's not cool. Even though I know there's protections in place for that, it's still just a waste of everybody's time.
Actually, the Attorney General of the state of Washington is going after a Kickstarter project.
Well, what about Oculus? Oculus is the thing that really pissed me off with Kickstarters. Here's you have a bunch of people backing this VR thing. It grows rapidly. It goes into, its development kit one. By the way, I just reviewed the Oculus last night for the first time. I think it's a cool device. I think it has potential. But I don't like that the Kickstarter started, like 3 or 4 years ago? And people got, dev kits that are, somewhat usable, but not really anywhere, and then Facebook acquires them, throws billions of dollars at them, and they're still not going to come to market for a very long time. I mean, I feel like all those Kickstarters, especially the guys that were in at $300, $400, $500, some of the guys did $15,000. I feel like they got ripped off.
My patrons, I promise, everything that I say I'm going to deliver to you, I deliver to you instantly.
Except for when he doesn't.
No, I do. I bend over backwards for my patrons. Absolutely. I bend over backwards for anybody, but I mean, that if I say, hey, if you're putting money on the line, then I'm going to get very serious. Matthew had asked a question earlier, we answered, but he said he was asking about free options.
The live stream died. Yeah, they're on PC. I don't know of any free video editing options other than Movie Maker that are worth using.
That's it.
I know of Virtual Dub, the open source project.
Oh God,
that garbage.
Oh God,
so
you want to talk, dude? I want the time that I used Virtual Dub. I want my time back. There are very few programs in the world I'm like, what the fuck were people thinking recommending this shit? It's horrible.
But honestly, your best bet's probably to go someplace like SourceForge or something like that and see if there's an open source project for video editing.
There's some good stuff, but Jesus. I mean, I realize not everybody's in a great position, but if you've got to take what you get. And like a Windows Movie Maker, I loved Windows Movie Maker. Is it perfect? No. But it worked well enough for what I needed to do at the time. And there's honestly, and he's asking about PC.
Yeah.
The next best the next best video editor out there, and it's not exactly free, iMovie, on either iOS or OS X. You have to have a Mac or you have to have an iOS device. But it is one of the best video editors out there, and I'm not saying that because I use it. I'm saying that because my dad uses it. And if my dad, for years he used Windows XP. He had Windows XP. He could download Windows Movie Maker left and right. Yeah. He used Windows XP. I said, you can edit video on Windows XP, Dad. It's too difficult. He gets iMovie. He's whipping out vlogs left and right.
How much is iMovie?
It's free. If you get OS X, it's free. Or on iOS, it's like $5. For all intents and purposes, free.
Okay, so on a PC, I would say that your best option, and it's going to cost money, but it'll be on the low side compared to a lot of video editing suites, is Sony Vegas. I've used I've used Sony Vegas. It actually is a very good video editor. It is. It's a very good video editor, and I think it costs around $75 to $99 depending on the SKU.
Buy an iOS device, use iMovie. Buy a refurbed iOS device and use iMovie.
He said,
buy a refurb.
PC Master Race.
He did?
No, he didn't.
Oh,
he just said PC.
I was like, what?
I'm sorry, I hit the table.
So, here, honestly, $300, that's, iPad mini's what, 300? An iPad, it's not that much.
Dude, don't edit video on an iPad.
But he's asking for a free solution. My dad does it all the time. He does better on his than I've seen people with PCs.
How many subs?
I've seen people with $1,000 PCs that do shitty video because they suck. It has nothing to do with the software. You'll make the software.
Chris?
You will make the software do what you want it to do. Matthew, I'm telling you.
Truth is, Movie Maker can make a brilliant video if you just master it. You just have to master it.
Honestly, I liked Windows Movie Maker. I never had a problem with it.
Don't use the transitions. Don't use the fancy lettering and stuff that looks Movie Maker.
Never had a problem with it.
Jump cut, fade in, fade out, done. That's all you need.
Honestly,
that's all you need to make a good video.
You don't need much to edit video these days. Don't
overdo it. Don't overdo it.
Don't overdo it. I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you this right away.
And go look at my really old videos on my channel. If you go over to my channel, you go to my really, really old videos. When I first started, I think my first 20 videos I did in Windows Movie Maker, and I even had like the scrolling credits at the end and all the blue transitions and wipes. Yeah, go look at them. It's pretty funny. I started with Movie Maker.
Okay, so someone was asking about Lightworks. That's what we brought up earlier. A commenter on Patreon brought up Lightworks. I have no issue with it. Mm-hmm. I just, Oh,
and what did Kyle say? Oh, I've used Sony Vegas, and it's awesome and did the job and was well worth the price. So, BAM! Chris?
I would, honestly, rather than use Sony Vegas...
What?
And I have no issue with it. If you like it, if you love it, fine.
And I hate Sony, but
if the price is worth it. $75 bucks? I'm like, well, I'm almost all the way there to an iPad. Might as well get an iPad and edit video on there for $5.
Oh yeah, edit video on my iPad that's like slow as hell. And
you need a new iPad then.
Dude, your iPad's not going to render video super fast at 1080p with all the effects and transitions. And
you don't have a lot of effects, but you know what? The more effects and crap that you add to your video, the shittier it is.
Bullshit, man.
Bullshit. You want to watch a good video?
My videos
watch
are
my
like
dad's
Steven Spielberg.
Watch my dad. Don't listen to this guy. Jack Hole doesn't even know how to do video editing transitions.
Dude, watch my Oculus Rift review. I'll impress you with that.
I don't know.
I'm going to impress you with that intro.
I don't know. So everyone's got a different opinion. There's no right or wrong answer. But...
Except for mine. Mine's right. His is wrong. Okay,
right.
Anyway, so what are we talking about?
How's Diana? She's good. She's going to be in tomorrow's vlog. She sent in a couple of videos. We're pretty close to about the end of this video, so we're going to go ahead and start winding down.
Yep.
Brendan Martins asks, is there anything that would make you consider switching to an Android phone? iOS sucking. But that's relative, right? Just because it sucks for me doesn't mean it sucks, period.
I don't like Android on a phone. That's the funny thing about Android is I like it on a tablet. I don't like it on a phone.
I'm almost just the opposite. I don't like it on a tablet. I like it on a phone. It just takes a lot of pain. Pain is a great motivator. Ultimately, what got me to look at alternative versions or alternatives to Windows was that Windows it shot itself in the foot with Vista, and that's when I was like, okay, I don't like this. Pain is a great motivator, and iOS is nowhere. And granted, I've been very vocal about how I believe that Apple is. I think iOS 7 is still unpolished. It's better than it was with iOS 7.1, that release, but it's not been painful enough for me to be motivated enough to find an alternative. There's nothing as close. Nothing.
Damn straight.
I'm just saying, Chris. Pain. And it goes back to what Jerry and I were saying before, is I think these companies will ultimately lead to their own downfall. Introducing too much pain, it won't work. And Apple, as many mistakes as they've not made enough mistakes to push me off.
Ooh, that's a good
It's
one
not that anything... Barnacules.
Barnacules.
I think he was doing phonetically stated.
I like it.
All right, then you ask. Or you go ahead and read the question.
You said you wouldn't work for Apple if for double what you make now. Why? The answer is I spent my entire career on PC. I mean, I had a 286-12 when I was 12 megahertz. Yeah, megahertz. Remember those things?
With a turbo button, or was
with
it
the turbo? Yeah, no, 386 was turbo button. That was to take it from was it SX 12 to XX16, I think, or something.
Like
Yeah, 12 to 16 megahertz. Anyways, I had a 28612. I am heavily invested in PC. I started in DOS. I started programming in Borland C using the ANSI standard library for DOS. And I migrated up through Windows. I'm an expert in all those technologies. It would be very hard for me to transition into a business where everything's different. Somebody's knocking on your door, dude. It would be very hard for me to transition into a business where I didn't know any of the technology. So even if they paid me
Jerry,
double...
wait.
Oh, what?
I pulled out the power of the camera. What does he say? Hang on.
Oh, you just did it again! Oh my god.
What? Okay. It says from the feature. Okay.
I don't know, they just want to send it like that, so.
Alright, well.
Enjoy.
Okay.
Well, hang on.
That
I kinda...
that was interesting.
hang on.
Oh, I plugged it in. We're good. We're live.
Is
again.
it still streaming?
Yeah, I don't know if it's still streaming, but yeah. All right, well, I think the stream's working again, so let's get back and answer the question. Chris tripped over the damn power cable. So, anyways, back to this. When I work for Apple, I just don't have any experience in that technology, and even if they were paying me double, I mean, that'd be an environment that I would just struggle in. That's the main reason. And the second reason is I actually have some friends and stuff that work for Apple, and I mean, I haven't heard some good things. I hear that the work-life balance there isn't the greatest, at least in the same types of disciplines and stuff that I do. So, and I really value that with Microsoft. So that's the main reason. Then said, what other jobs have you had?
I tripped on the cord. Damn neighbor.
Derp.
The neighbor apparently wanted to ask me if I wanted to like sign a petition for some tree thing.
What assholes. All right.
Frickin' neighbors.
So what other jobs have I had? I have done drywall. So I've actually done drywall, went into houses and put drywall up on the wall and taped and mudded. I still know how to do it to this day. I do it in my house when I need to repair walls and stuff like that. I've done carpentry. I worked at Sears offloading trailers. Yeah, I used to wear one of those safety lift belts and actually offload the 53-foot trailers at night for all the inventory for the store. I worked at a computer store called Mother's Board Computers that's still in operation today. A small mom and pop operation, Mother's Board Computers. You can go look it up. It's like mothersboardcomputers.com. I actually worked there, and they're still operational today, and then I transitioned from there to Microsoft. So that's kind of my work history. And then my hit and miss jobs were I actually turned in an application to McDonald's as my first, like, real job, and I ended up, like, not even going to the interview when they finally called me because some family matter was going on, and I couldn't make it.
All right. Speaking of family matter, we're going to go ahead and wind down. It wasn't related to family matter at all.
Speaking of family matter, get out of here! No, just kidding.
You're not my family!
Yep.
Yeah, my family's not here, except for the dogs. Okay, so Ricardo Flores, and I get this may be. Sorry, there's a lot of questions that have come in specifically from the patrons, but I do want to try to be very mindful of the 2-hour time. Ricardo Flores asked, Chris, will you be doing more vlogs with just the dogs? It was great. Thank you for being one person who appreciated it. I will not be doing another dog with just the vlogs because there are too many people who I think
they hurt him, man. You guys wounded this man. You wounded him.
There were far too many negative responses for me to want to help at all, and that's kind of how I feel about that. So let's see here. We already answered. Stanley asked what's the store for tomorrow, May the 4th. I'm speaking at an event and then watching the Clone Wars and vlogging is normal.
I'm taking my family swimming.
And that's a very May the 4th thing to do.
Well, we were going to go to the zoo, but then we figured it's going to be raining and freezing cold, so instead we're going to go swim indoors.
Not so good.
I float pretty good.
See, Earl Green says pain with Windows 8.1 is what made me finally make the switch to Mac. I'm telling you, pain is a great motivator.
Whatever. Dude, I don't... Whatever.
Pain is a great motivator. And speaking of pain, if you did not feel any pain during this broadcast and you tuned in all the way, we didn't even come close. Like, we didn't even come close to 1,000 likes this time. We needed to have a goal of 1,000 likes. Otherwise,
That's what it was. We didn't have that motivator.
Or really, the people who liked it had a double account and liked it from another account.
Oh,
so they cheated it last time potentially.
That's
I think
possible.
it was gamed last time.
That's possible. But you know what? Hey, I'm still happy with people
too.
turning out and enjoying the stream.
I'm very happy that you guys decided to spend your time with us. Thank you to all the patrons.
Thank you.
And I really, really do appreciate it at a very deep, substantial level.
And thank you to all my subscribers.
All 100,000 of them.
100,000. I wish I had a microphone. I'd be like, boom.
Wait, drop. Yeah, I can do the boom. You just drop it.
I love it.
Wait, do it again. That was a heavy mic.
That was a very heavy microphone.
And it took a while to drop too. I wasn't. Really
Gravity was a little off, but it's okay. I
kind of
can
floated there for a bit, and then ended up hitting. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing to both the channels.
Mainly mine. That's the important one.
Thank you for watching more videos right now if you have time and after spending 2 hours.
And even if you don't have time.
Okay, so here's the thing. Now, even though the people are watching it right now, I like throwing this. Yeah, even if you don't have time, watch our videos. We need to think of a word, grapeseed. Use the word grapeseed if you watch, or phrase, grapeseed, in a comment if you watch this video all the way through, even after it was live. Like, if you're watching it live right now.
Can we make it a hashtag, too, for Twitter?
Yeah, make it a hashtag.
Hashtag grapeseed.
Hashtag grapeseed.
Don't say what it means. Don't say what it means. Just
Yeah.
randomly include it in whatever tweet you're sending out so
Grapeseed.
we know that you watched this thing to the end.
All the way to the end. Not if you're watching it now when we're doing it live.
Yeah, no cheating. You have to
it's
watch
got to be
the
like a
whole
day
thing.
later and then you watched it live. Because I don't know if a lot of people really watch 2-hour videos after they're live. Hopefully we created enough compelling content.
I like it. Hashtag grapeseed. Start the revolution.
So at this point, I think, well,
What?
I don't know.
What do you think?
Do you think we got time for maybe a few more questions? Do you think we can go another hour?
If that's what you want to do, bro.
Do you guys think we can go another hour? All right, maybe we can go another hour. All right, well, let's go ahead and... Do you smell that?